And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Live Duster Squad podcast action. And this is going to be our most exciting episode of the year because it's immediately post-trade deadline, like 6 hours post-trade deadline. So almost as immediate as it gets.
As immediate as it gets when we all have day jobs.
Yes, when we all have to work. Well, how is everybody? We haven't been here for 2 weeks. Nick hasn't been here for 3.
I know it feels like it's been a
Maybe
long time.
longer. It's been a while. Been like since Valentine's Day that we have. That
You
we've seen Nick.
you leave for 3 weeks and you finally make the chicken trade happen. There we go.
yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
sure we brought it up once or twice. I'm sure I've brought it up at least once before in the past.
Well, I mean, he's
How
been
he
what,
was-
sitting there for like 2 years, like 18 months, something.
Them forever, yeah.
But we'll get to the trades.
How are we doing? I'm good. Let's see.
I'm
Nothing
good.
new here.
Well, good.
It's the same old boring life. I haven't really done shit, to be honest with you.
Me too. I've just been
Other
kinda-
than Valentine's Day, we did a cookie decorating class at my brother's house.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Was it like a real like who taught it? Shay?
No, this woman actually came over and
Oh,
like,
so it's like a whole professional thing.
yeah, it was like a class. Yeah.
Ooh,
Dang.
fancy.
Alright.
What'd you learn?
Yeah.
like
that's...
what cookie making secrets did you can you bestow upon us?
You know how like you see like the sugar cookies that have like the icing on top and it looks like it's just like smooth and flooded in there?
Yep.
Yeah, that technique. It's pretty cool. You gotta
Mm.
like
Oh,
you gotta,
yeah.
like pipe the outline first and let that set.
and then you
then you
pipe the
just, like-
inside.
Okay, that
Um,
makes sense.
All right, cool. Is there a technical term for that, or is it?
Yeah, it's called flooding. Yep.
Oh, it's actually
No, I
called
think
flooding.
I think it's just a. You make that noise every
Set
time.
up in the dictionary.
Well, that's fun. What about you two other gentlemen? Did you guys get into anything rowdy in the last 2 weeks?
Not really. I went
Uh,
bowling last Saturday.
Hey, dude, I want to go bowling like really bad, and
It's fun.
but then I
It's a good
forget.
time.
It's like it's
Yeah.
like
I don't think I had been bowling in like 2 years.
it's been a while. for me.
Like it'd been a minute.
Dude, last time I went bowling was probably when I went for like a team building exercise in college with like the track team or the cross country team. That was probably the last time I've gone.
True,
bowling.
is that freshman year then?
I mean, we I feel like we did it later on too.
That would have
Okay.
been
Maybe sophomore.
So that
year.
would have been good old North Bowl Lanes. That's right.
We've got a nice big bowling alley near us if you ever want to make your way over to J-Town.
I'll do that. I need to do some bowling.
That should be one of the things the next time we're all like down there,
Go on a bowling trip.
all gathered together as we do.
Well, I'll tell you this: we obviously 2 weeks ago we were moved in. Nick didn't get to see it yet. I don't think. But we can't house as many people now.
I was gonna say,
unfortunately.
just by looking at your background, it looks a little bit smaller than what you used to have.
Yeah, so that's the living room's back there. Our desks are here in like the dining area. Kitchen's right here. Bedroom's back there. We can still house like probably 3 people plus us.
You said, "Who needs to eat? We got a game.
Yeah, goddamn
Who
right.
needs a dining area?"
I'll eat on the kitchen.
Probably just get tray tables, eat at the couch. That's what we do.
No, that's what
even
we-
though we've
yeah.
got a big ass kitchen table.
Oh dang. It's dude, unless you've got like a family, you got to put something on when you're eating.
Yeah.
I have
Or
a
if you're
tiny
eating
table in
something
my kitchen.
messy. The only other time we
usually
eat at the
switches
table
it.
is if it's something messy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just Danielle just drops whatever she's eating on the floor.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
we
pi-
just
and
bought
I
a new
pick it up.
Uh,
Okay. Well, I do want to talk real quick because I actually did do something, and that's the whole reason that we
Yeah,
didn't
dude.
have an episode last
I want to
week.
know.
Uh,
I want to know about your trip.
took a little trip to the Tampa, Florida area to visit my sister. She lives down there around the area. Let me tell you, traffic sucks ass down there.
They fucking moved out of their respective states and went to Florida.
What happened?
I said that's because everybody moved out of their respective states and went to Florida.
Well,
That's-
it's like prime time for Canadians to be down, like
Yeah,
old,
all the fucking
old senior
snowbirds.
Canadians to be down
Yeah.
there as
All
well.
those snowbirds are down there right now.
Yeah. It's the traffic sucks, but honestly, it's not that bad. And you know what I will say that I did notice? On the roads that we were on, which was quite a bit because we drove around, we had to go places to like do stuff. I didn't notice all that many potholes, which is
Well,
huge.
there's no winter to fuck.
Very
fuck a
true.
road.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. Because like driving to work here, it's like and I'm like, oh my god. All right. So what did I do? First day there, we did some kayaking on a river, which is very cool. It's supposed to be a manatee thing, but I think that that's a lie. I think that they're cheesing you because the river is not that deep. So there's like not. I feel like manatees wouldn't fit in the water. They'd be like splashing
Big
around.
boys.
Yeah.
From what I know, which is admittedly not much, but from what I know about them, they kind of just chill wherever. Because like I remember one time when I was down visiting my grandparents, just in like one of the canals, like along near where they lived, in pretty shallow water, they were just chilling. They were just like
Okay.
swimming around. Like a
Alright.
guy was saying that.
Well,
But how
maybe
deep
then.
was it?
I mean, I would have been able to stand in it. Like
Okay.
And like have stuff.
it'd probably
like,
be deepest. It got pretty deep at places, but like shallowest, it was like probably would have been up to like my waistline.
that might not be. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed, but it was long. It was like a two almost 3 mile like excursion down the
Oh,
river.
so it was like a thing where they're like, we're gonna bring you, and you might see them.
Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah. But we did see a lot of fish. Saw a couple turtles. Saw some birds, and I saw a bird. They do this thing, and they do it up here too, where I think it's if they go in the water, they dry themselves off, and the way they do it is they stand on a thing and they stick their wings out. They look so dumb, but it's really funny. They're just
But
like
it's very effective.
it must be. But yeah, so we did that. Then I had a Publix chicken tender sub, which was a big part going down there. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I gotta have a Publix chicken tender sub. Everybody talks about it.
I know Publix, but I didn't know that was their like famous like pre-made food thing.
I don't know if it is, but all I know is I've heard of it from like different people I watch on YouTube. They're like the chicken tender subs are really good.
Let's see.
So I did that, and then of course the highlight of the trip was the Bolts game, obviously.
Dude.
Uh,
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Was that the first time you had been to a Bolts game in Tampa?
That was my first
Wow.
time inside Amalie Arena. Yeah,
It's a nice building.
Yeah, I like it. I liked it.
It's been a while since I've been there. I'd probably do nicer now.
I would hope so. Dang.
Because it was probably like 6 or 7 years ago now.
Was it Amalie back then, or was it still St. Pete's?
No, it was still called St. Pete Times,
Yep.
or St. Petersburg Times Arena.
Yeah, St. Pete Times Forum. It was a forum.
Forum, right? Forum.
But no, it was very nice. We had end. We were in the bleeders on the end, and I think we were on the Lightning end. Like Buffalo was shooting twice.
Right.
On the end we were. So it was Buffalo, Tampa Bay versus Buffalo. Now listen, I might be cursed because that makes 4 Bolts games in my life, and it makes 4 Bolts losses.
Oh man, dude.
Wait, what are the that's
okay, so
Ottawa with your parents and sister.
Yep,
Montreal with me.
Yep, which was a shootout loss.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a fun game.
That was a good game.
That was a fun game.
And then in Buffalo with Danielle,
where they got
and then
shit kicked by the Sabres.
5-1. 5-1, right?
Yep. And then now 5.
It wasn't even the good Sabres.
6-5.
6-5 overtime.
6-5 OT. Yeah, it wasn't even good Sabres at the time. They were like
Wow.
they were ramping up.
Right.
But man, let me tell you, it was the start. We can get into it later. There's CC.
CC!
We can get into it later, but the Lightning are, oh dear, are they skidding? Oh dear.
I mean, now that they got Tanner Jeannot, I mean,
Hey, listen, I'm excited about that.
it could be fine. It's just seeing that trade come across my screen was like goofy. I'm like,
That's a lot. There was a lot,
anyway.
but we'll talk about it. But yeah, so it was a good game. The good thing was that it wasn't like low scoring.
Right.
It was like there was a
whenever
bunch
you're
of
there,
goals.
you want to have fun. You want to see some shit happen.
And on top of it, it was, I think, 5-2 going into the third. So they had a 5-2 Sabres.
Okay.
So we actually it was a sweet comeback by the Lightning, and then it went to OT. But listen to this. It was
I heard that it was a bit of a bullshitty overtime goal, right?
no, I mean yes and no, but like
Could
so
have been
here
like a call on Buffalo
Yes.
going into it.
yeah. So here's what happened. They a Buffalo player, I forget who, bats the puck out of the air with like 30 seconds left and happens to hit it out over the glass. Penalty. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh shit. At this point, I'm like, sweet. They're at least not gonna get scored on, hopefully, in the next 2 minutes of gameplay. And so they get it to OT. I was like, damn, I wish they could have just finished it off. But then it's 4-on-3. And now let me tell you, when you are the Tampa Bay Lightning, why are you putting out 4 forwards when you have Mikhail Sergachev and Victor Hedman as D-men? That's stupid.
You gotta have at least one of those options.
That's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Especially in overtime. That's dumb. But that's what they did. And the two high
what
guys.
4 forwards was it?
It was Point, Stamkos, Kucherov, and I think they had Cirelli. So they put their best defensive forward out there. But he wasn't up top. The two top guys were Kucherov and Stamkos.
Oh,
Those are not. No, why?
Kucherov. You don't want
Kucherov-
him playing defense.
Because Stammer's better. That's not Stammer's spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Stammer's spot's in the Ovi spot, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And I understand putting Kucherov up top because he's the pass guy. But like you need
Right.
somebody who is defensively okay.
Mhm.
Just in case something that happens, what happened happens. But so anyway, Stamkos ends up they're shooting it around, whatever. Stamkos comes in like maybe a minute in. And he like goes to make a turn and he gets hooked and he loses an edge and he falls. And it was Lyubushkin, and Lyubushkin sprinting up the ice, and Kucherov basically caught him. But what you might not have seen, and that I didn't see when I was watching live, but my dad did, was Kucherov put his hands up looking for a call, and then started skating.
Oh, and then started skating. Yeah.
So
Right.
so one, it was a missed call, but Lightning already had a power play, and because the NHL is stupid, they're not going to get
You're
another
never
one.
gonna. Yeah, no.
So Kucherov takes 2 seconds, 1 second to complain to the refs and then start skating. If he starts skating first, he easily catches him, and it's at least a contested shot.
Lyubushkin is not fast.
No, he's a big defensive bastard.
Rather large.
Yeah.
Big defensive bastard.
So that was a lame
not
way to
wrong.
end it. Yeah, that was annoying, but whatever. So then I was complaining the whole rest of the night about having 4 forwards out there. But yeah, it was all right. Fun game to watch. The comeback was wild. It was really epic. Like it was a really fun atmosphere when they were making the comeback, because a lot of people had kind of just like been like, oh god.
I
Here it
mean,
is.
yeah, you start to lose the energy if it's 5-2 already. Like,
And the problem was
they did it in typical Tampa fashion, right? They look like they go slow out in the first couple periods and then fucking decide to turn it on in the third.
they in this last streak of playing like shit, They what they like to do is play it for about 20 minutes per game. I don't know when that 20 minutes is.
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
a-
hope
it's
they
somewhere in
like
there.
time that 20 minutes well. I think
But
they gotta
they-
make
yeah.
the most of those 20.
And the big problem, especially in that game, was first of all, they gave up like 3 or 4 breakaways, and 2 of them to Tage Thompson. Dude,
Yeah, which
Dude.
oof.
that's like that's not
Yeah,
even that's not
not
even
good.
like Sabres. Like that's like one of the top people in the NHL that you don't want to give a breakaway to.
It's not a great idea, no.
And he got 2 of them.
That is-
That's why I said he had a hat trick. Easiest hat trick that dude's ever gotten. Easiest one.
Remember when he signed that extension over the summer, and people were like, "I don't know, he had one good season." That's
Crazy.
That extension's looking better and better.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's putting the same numbers up as he did last year.
He's putting up he's got 80 points. He's 4th in the league points.
Really?
Crazy.
And he's making what? He's not even making $8 million.
That's insane.
He's, you know how we always talk about like Brad Marchand? That
Mhm.
dude, Tage
Mhm.
Thompson. That dude is the new underpaid guy. Like he's the new Nate McKinnon.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, I have a question for you. It involves the game, but not the score, not the players. You guys met Thunderbug, right?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty. How was
Danielle
Thunderbug?
got
You
stomped.
guys.
Yeah, that's why we lost. Thunderbug was too cocky in the picture. Whoa.
Yeah, curb stomped Danielle.
Yeah, we were having a bit of fun. We went out because Annie's gone to a bunch of games because she lives down there, but she had
Yeah.
never taken a picture with Thunderbug, and then she was like, "Oh, I want a picture, but I don't want to like go up to him." And my dad was like, "That's stupid. That's what he's here for." So so my dad like took his phone out and went over and was like, you want to take a picture? Let's take a picture. And then we like all crowded around him, and then he saw that Danielle had the Sabres stuff on.
Yeah.
And like fake pushed her down and then like stood on her. It was funny. It was funny. Yeah, no, it was fun. And then the next day we did Busch Gardens. I don't know if you probably know what
Yes.
that is.
I've been
I
to
have
Busch
not been
Gardens.
there, but I know of it.
You've been there?
I've been.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
in Virginia. I
Oh,
went
there's
to
a
Busch
Virginia
Gardens.
one. Nice.
There is I think I feel like it was called the Old Country for a while. I randomly have gone on theme park YouTube rabbit holes. For no reason. But
Yes, YouTube is beautiful for random rabbit holes. It's okay, Benny.
Yeah.
But anyway, how was Busch Gardens?
It was fun. We did 2 roller coasters, and we got on them really quick because we got on them right off the rip because Annie and Mitch had been there before, so they knew we
knew the whole deal.
Yeah, go back to these first because they usually fill up quick, and if we get there quick enough, we won't have to wait. Which we didn't have to wait, but what that did was it made me sick.
Oh no!
So we did the 2. I didn't throw up or anything, but like I had to. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing another ride for a little bit. So we took a break, and we walked around and saw like animals. Like they have a whole like Serengeti like thing, like big ass
Right.
open plain that's got like giraffes, zebras, antelope things. But you know what the best part might have been was their squirrels are very normalized to humans.
Oh yeah.
So we all got to pet a squirrel. So it was like sitting there, and it just would sit there, and it was like eating something, and I like put my hand out, and and I just went back to eating. So I just like stroked it on the back a couple times. It was cool.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Squirrels are
theme
like
park
cats there,
squirrels. Yeah, they're like, you guys just give us food and sit there. We don't give a fuck
at
anymore.
the park. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what did we do? Busch Gardens. Then we went down a little bit south. Saw my grandparents on my dad's side, which is fun because they live down there during the winter, so we don't see them a lot.
Nice.
And then we had a beach day where I got really burnt. I don't think you can see it right now. It's definitely going away, but it was oh dear.
Dude. Okay. All right. Here's the comparison. Burnt like when you guys came down here.
It's different sun.
It was.
That's true. That is true.
Okay, so it was
I
burnt.
mean, it's not, but it is.
So I put sunscreen on in Florida. So it wasn't as bad in the
Proud of
spots
you.
that I put sunscreen, but it was really bad in this spot right here where I missed.
Mm.
Oh, so you had the me in Long Island special where like I did put some on and
Mhm.
like it did help in some areas, but then others were just fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, wait, hey, I did that too, man. You don't remember my tiger stripes on my side?
Yeah.
Like,
I just
So,
I remembered you guys
so what
being a
you're
lot
saying
more
is-
burned than me though.
oh
what
yeah.
you're saying is when Liz and I go down in April, I should definitely have sunscreen.
I would throw some sunscreen on, depending on what you do, because like I wouldn't have gotten burned if I
Well,
didn't go
it's
to the beach.
primarily going to be a beach
I'd put some,
focused vacation.
I'd put some
Am I the
sunscreen on,
only
but I
one
feel like you
in the
don't need
group?
me to tell you that.
I mean, we are possibly the palest podcast by membership.
Yeah,
right
for
here.
sure.
No.
Hey, we're
There's
all
got
from
to
up
be.
north.
Listen,
Yeah.
there's got to be an Irish podcast out there.
Factual.
That's just yeah.
Am I the only one in the group that I don't really like the beach? I'm not.
I mean, I don't
Um,
particularly love it, but I'll go.
Man.
To be honest with you, I haven't been on a plane and haven't been to Florida since I was in. I was trying to
I
figure it
don't-
out with mom and dad the other day. It's either second or third grade, so it's been a long time.
Jesus.
I don't
Uh,
really like beaches at all. Like
Man.
it's never a
Oh,
good time for me.
I could pick that up from Long Island, to be completely honest with you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Ben was like, "You guys want to go?"
that's kind of
I mean-
I'm just gonna chill out under this.
Under the
The
umbrella.
umbrella was great. It was nice and
The
shady.
umbrella, dude. Yeah, always bring an umbrella. I mean, Ben, I am kind of with you in the sense a beach wouldn't be my preference. I'd rather do like
Mountain.
a hike, a mountain, or lakes because like that's obviously grown on me because I don't really get those around here. Like obviously, like going upstate, is like really fun. But I prefer those over the beach. That being said, I have like a lot of good childhood memories at the beach, so like I have a little soft spot for it.
I love the beach, man. I don't. So the sun. I used to hate heat. But it has grown on me. It has since grown
Yeah.
on me. But no, you know what I like? You grab a book, go to the beach, throw some sunscreen
Yeah.
on, sit there,
There
do a
you go.
little tanning, read a book. I love
There
that.
you go. What drinks do you bring as well? Any drinks of choice?
I don't really. I think on any vacation I've ever had, I've never actually drank like alcohol except for at the Long Island
Oh yeah.
trip,
Yeah.
obviously. But that's just probably water and some
Good.
soda.
There you go. That's all you need, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was
Nice.
fun, and then Monday we shipped out early afternoon, and we're back.
Nice.
We
And your
s-
flights were good? No crazy delays?
no
or-
problems, which was lucky because we were flying out on last Wednesday, which there was a winter storm warning or like a snow warning
Yeah.
or whatever, and then we were flying in Monday night, and there was another snowstorm coming in.
Oh my
So,
god.
yeah, that's
Another one
what
coming
Tuesday.
tomorrow. At least
Yeah,
up
then
here
there's-
there
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
no, we're
we're
getting-
supposed to get it
We're
here.
getting
too.
it starting tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, starting tonight.
Woo!
and tomorrow.
But yeah, so that was it. Fun trip.
Nice.
Very fun trip.
Nice.
Nice, dude. Yeah. That looked like a lot of fun. The pictures I saw. It's nice to get the backstory.
Yes. Okay, what do we have next here? What do we have next
Ooh,
here?
do
Team
we have-
updates.
Oh, some little team updates. Yeah. So if you guys want, we can skip this and you can just be like, this is their record. Just because we do have. I'm sorry I took so long with the Florida thing because we do have so many trades. to
No,
do.
it's all good.
It's okay.
I
I would
honestly,
like
yeah,
to go first.
Yeah.
I would like
Do
to
it.
go first for team updates. I want to set the format. All right, the Islanders. They're doing okay without Matthew Barzal. He got injured. He went down. But
How
they
long is
beat
that expected to
Pittsburgh
be out? How long is he expected to be out for?
week to week at this point. But he's probably going to come back next week. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
so
week
fun.
to week.
So you don't know. I hate
Yeah.
it whenever teams say
Yeah.
week to week.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Hockey
Anyway.
Twitter helped me out. One of the guys, Islander guys on Hockey Twitter, was like, Matt Barzal walking with a noticeable limp does not have that limp anymore.
Okay.
So it's probably sooner than later. The Islanders beat Pittsburgh. They beat Winnipeg twice, and they lost to the Kings in regulation and Minnesota in a shootout. They're getting points, boys. That's good. That's all you can ask for. Barzal is obviously going to be back soon. Pajot, still no timetable on him. And Oliver Wahlstrom is, I think, out for the season. It's been confirmed. They've been very quiet about him, but he has a giant leg brace on. He's not coming back for the rest of the season.
It's not a great sign.
That is
no?
upsetting.
No. But that being said, that's literally it. The Islanders are doing their thing. They got to keep winning a lot of games if they want to make the playoffs.
Yes,
they do.
Because
Yeah,
that last wild card spot's going to be
Oh, it is tight.
Yep.
fight.
it is. Yeah.
This is why it's going to be a fight, because Ottawa
Bring us in.
has won 7 of their last 11.
Ooh,
And they're 4 in a row right now, if I looked at it right. Let me see, just double check.
Oh dear.
Yeah, 4. They've won 4 of their
years,
last
right?
5.
Yeah.
Yep. And beat Detroit badly in the back-to-back. 6-2, 6-1, and then beat the Rangers 5-3 last night. So they're showing up.
Oh.
I had full intentions on watching that Ranger game because I wanted to see that. And guess what?
Blacked
You
out,
fucking
obviously.
watched
Yeah, you can't watch that.
Oh,
shit.
right. Yeah.
You ain't allowed to watch that.
Dude,
Get
I
outta here.
can't stand
Oh,
You live in New York. Can't watch that shit.
it.
They're
looking good.
Damn, I want them to fix their broadcast shit. Anyway,
Well, MSG, Mike knows. MSG is now coming out with a streaming service. So for anybody who is blacked out of New York games, you can pay $30 a month to get there.
that's lovely. That's wonderful. Give me a fucking streaming service that can just play all of the league's games. God damn it. What the fuck?
Well, it's not
so
going to be
easy.
it. Folks, it's not going to be ESPN because ESPN doesn't care about hockey.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a second here, actually. Once we
Yeah.
get through the
But-
quick team stuff.
No, I don't have anything else to say. I'll keep it short and sweet, just like Eric. But
Because we can get to a little
Senators
more
are getting
stuff
points.
than the
They're coming
trades.
they're just outside that second wild card spot. They're hot on the trail of your boys, Eric.
one quick question. I know you kept it short. Thank you. Who's that rookie goalie who's been playing well for you guys?
Mag
Replacing-
Sogard.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Ooh.
good.
That's a cool name.
yeah. I like
The
that.
4
That was
games-
I
the
saw
4
that.
or
Good for
5
him.
games he was in. I saw it somewhere. I don't remember, but he's like 4-1 of his in the 5 games, and
Awesome.
he's looking good.
Good.
It
And they
makes
need
me
him to
feel
look good. They really need him because, like, Forsberg is not coming back this year,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
Talbot's been in and out of the lineup all year. So if this
Yep.
kid can hold down the fort when Talbot's in and out, right?
Here's the question. though.
Already.
Who did they start in round 1 of the playoffs?
Gotta get a playoff spot secured first.
All right.
But I will say, I feel a little dirty saying this because to root for Ottawa, but they are currently tied with Florida with 66 points apiece, but with 2 games in hand.
Less games played.
So if you can make them not make the playoffs,
They're tied with Buffalo too.
and
I
Washington
might be okay with this.
and Detroit's only 1 point back. Like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams basically tied. And
Yeah,
they're
the whole
all
wild card
about
situation
4
is-
points back of that second wild card.
As
spot.
you guys, or as the viewers will hear in a little bit, every single team in the Atlantic to the Senators made some sort of move to make themselves better. The Atlantic they're fucking going for it, every team.
Mhm.
Because every team thinks they have a shot.
The
The
only
East
team-
in general too, because New Jersey and New York both kind of bought hard. Pittsburgh's
even the
doing
Isles,
stuff.
even the
I
Isles going
guess.
back to
Horvat,
the Horvat trade.
like,
Yeah.
The
Well, that's
East
'cause-
is
yeah.
it's shaping up, man.
So you know what's
Holy-
going to happen? One of the teams in the West is going to win.
Well, I was
Yeah,
just-
of
well, I want
course,
to throw
of
this in, right?
Probably,
'Cause I was listening to the Chicklets podcast, and I really agree with what they were saying. The East is fucking strong, and you put the East teams up, compare them to the West teams right now, and it's like
You know what's going to be?
the
It's-
East. The only the if the The East. My bet is the East will win unless they beat the shit out of each other in the conference play, and then one of those West teams just easily skates in.
That's
and
what it's
they have
gonna
fresh
be.
legs. Because you watch. Aside from the Boston game, I bet every single one of them is going to be probably like 6 or 7 games.
That's what it's going to be, dude.
For those of you who don't have the standings open at the present moment, the top team in the East is Boston. The top team in the West is Dallas. What is the point difference between the two?
It's
30.
at least 30.
Holy shit.
What are we thinking? So we got 30
Well, I have it
and
open,
30.
so I'm not
I
gonna
think
guess.
it's 26.
26, all right.
33.
Jesus.
So it is 22.
Oh,
So not quite as
But-
drastic as you guys thought, but that's a lot.
Yeah, Boston's got 101 and Dallas has
22. That's so stupid.
To put it in perspective,
pretty-
Dallas is top, you said they're the top team. Top team in the West, 79
yes.
points. That is same amount of points as the 2 third place division teams in the East. Tampa
Oh
Bay
my
and the
God.
Rangers each have 79 points as well.
Yeah.
This is a lopsided year as
It
far as
really is.
conferences
if
are.
you guys didn't, I'm sure you guys caught on to it too, but a lot of the big trades that happened in the East. There wasn't
Mhm.
really jack shit that happened in the West aside from the
Mhm.
one for Dallas.
Yeah.
Edmonton did some stuff.
Yeah,
A little
that's
bit.
true.
Minnesota did a really weird mix of selling and buying.
That was odd. That
Um,
was very odd.
they-
There is
were doing a little
when
bit
we
of
get into
everything.
this, there is a couple there's one team that I'm like sitting there thinking, why did you sell? But we'll get to it.
But before we do,
What'd
I'll make
the Canadians
Habs-
do? What'd they do?
They beat
Played
San
hockey.
Jose. This is the sad part. They beat San Jose the other night, and I stayed up until about 1:30. Well, I was up past 1:30 in the morning, but I watched a Habs game until 1:30 in the morning. That was a 1-0 game until 10 minutes left in the game.
Oh dear.
It's tough times
That is
right now in
upsetting.
terms of watching entertaining games. But they beat San Jose the other night, and God, I'm not even going to talk that much about the team right now because it's not much has changed. They got Denis Gurianov. It's pretty cool. He seems fun, and it was for Dadonov, who I wasn't really expecting any return for, and he could be a fun project. And he had a fucking rocket of a goal last night. That was quite nice. And the Habs lost to Los Angeles.
I thought that was a weird trade for
On
Dallas.
Dallas's part?
Yeah.
I thought it was too.
'Cause
They
how old is
must
he?
really be convinced. He's 25, I think.
Yeah, he's not old at
Um,
all.
And he's
bounced
shown
around,
flashes.
too.
He's had a 20-goal year.
Yeah, and
already
he was. I'm
under-
pretty sure he was good in their little run to the cup.
Their run to the cup final, yeah. So as soon as it happened, I was like, this seems good. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't really understand. I was like, I'll take it. Like, sure, who knows what'll happen with him? He's kind of a wild card, but like, it was for Dadonov, who was an
Seems like a
expiring
new move.
contract that we weren't really going to get anything for anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, take a fun, interesting project of a guy who might turn into something, and he's shown some flashes with They put him up with Nick Suzuki, and he's looked pretty good. So who knows? They got a game against Anaheim tonight, starting in I think about 20 minutes, which is probably going to be another really boring game. But I've mostly, you know how much happier I am since I've ever since I started playing Minecraft so much the last few weeks. I've been like playing Minecraft as I watch games instead of being on Habs Twitter. And the few
Yeah,
times
there
I
you
go
go.
back on Habs Twitter, I'm like, why is everybody in such a mood? Like the amount of people that are
Just
like
go on
freaking
there.
out after every win, acting like it's the end of the world, like we're never gonna tank well enough and we're gonna have the shittiest draft pick in the world. Meanwhile, we're in 26th place in the league, and I'm like, guys. And then like just the sheer amount of people like who today, when nothing really all that much happened with them at the trade deadline, was freaking out like, God, it's like the same general management group over again. They never fully commit to selling. They never do all these things. I'm like, guys,
Right.
no, everybody's injured. Everybody's hurt. Literally everybody they could have traded
Sell your core young
is
guy.
hurt. And
They-
so like
Yeah.
just everybody's in a mood, and I don't get it.
Go on there and tell them to play
Um,
Minecraft.
Yeah, maybe
Basically.
that's it. It'll make you happy.
You heard it.
Build
You heard it
some
here
stuff.
first.
I know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, Minecraft over Twitter every day of
Oh,
the week.
100%. That's not even close.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
it's been it did kind of suck that the day that was kind of promising to be the most interesting for this team this year was kind of ruined by injuries and everything, and like there's not really anything going on. So I guess the rest of the year we have to look forward to. There's probably some young guys that are going to come in. There's a couple college age college prospects that are all but definitely gonna sign with the Habs when their season is done. Sean Farrell out of Harvard is one of them. He's going to be pretty exciting. He seems like it could be something.
Very nice.
So I guess we had that to look forward to. But yeah, I'm honestly just cool with this season ending sometime soon.
Well,
Well,
you've
the
got
season
about
ending's coming
20
up.
games
Yeah.
ish. So there you go. All right, and the Lightning have been sucking balls. They have not.
Jeez, man.
They won Saturday, February 25th, 3-0 over Detroit, but got shit kicked the entire game, and Vasi bailed them out. And since then, they have not won a game. So that's where we are.
They've got 13 points on the next East team.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine as far as standings go. They're not going to drop because there's just not enough time to make it up. I don't think Buffalo is the next closest Atlantic team with 66. Buffalo and Ottawa. So they're not
So
going
yeah,
to.
they should have the divisional spot unlocked.
Yeah, they've
Unless
got.
they fucking tank out here.
Unless this continues, so I say they've been sucking really bad. They're 4-3-3 in their last 10. It's pretty rough, but it's not like
It's kind of cold. Like, yeah, it's not what you want.
if you could
You don't
even if
need your best hockey right now. You just got to warm up in about a month from now.
Nope.
You get yourself rolling.
No, in like 2 weeks you got to start warming up.
we
and,
got
like,
yeah, because
Yeah.
a month from
Shit.
now is going to be like a week to the
Yeah.
first round. About
Thought we were
you
still in
want to
February.
at latest start.
I've missed 3 weeks.
yeah,
At latest, you want to be getting going in like 2 weeks. Like
yeah. So hopefully
you
they'll
want to be
pick it up.
starting to feel it.
Their defense has been just atrocious, which is usually not the case. So,
I mean, it was. I mean, because you lost who from the decor? You lost McDonough and Jan Ruda.
yeah, but
It's
they
a pretty big third of.
yes,
your
but we
decor,
haven't
wasn't
had
it?
them all year,
Yeah.
and they've been fine.
But you've been saying kind of all year they haven't looked like awesome. Like Hedman's had kind of an off year, and
Yeah, he looks like he's hurt. He still does. He's like slower.
he's older.
What? Yeah, I know.
I mean,
No,
I'm just
not
gonna say he has 3
30?
straight years of
31?
Stanley Cup final experience.
yeah, that's
There
the
is
other
also
thing. They
some of
might
that
be
where
tired.
A lot
like,
of games.
yeah, they've played a lot of fucking hockey in the last few years.
Well, they gotta play more.
32. Wow, I did not realize.
Yeah, he's up there. Him and Stamkos is 33 or 32 or something. Yeah, they'll be fine, but they gotta find their game, especially in the next at least in 2 weeks. They gotta start picking it up because
I have faith
'Cause
It's
they're gonna be-
Tampa. They know what they're doing when they
Yeah.
come when playoff time
They do,
rolls
they do.
around. They got this on lock.
they do. We'll talk about their first round matchup.
Well,
We'll
in
talk
brief,
about it.
it could either be the statistical likelihood that eventually has to get broken, or fucking hilarious. Those
Either
are the
way.
two options.
Either way. Yeah, so that's that. Let's get to a couple news items here. So Dylan Larkin, this was what, yesterday? These happened yesterday? Both of them, I think.
Larkin was
Were they
Wednesday.
both the same day?
I thought they were both
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I thought they were both the same day.
Trust you guys.
All right, so
Exactly.
I did write down their stat lines. Dylan Larkins and David Pastrnak is the other notable signing. So the rule with this is you have to sign if you have a person that has 1 year left on their deal under your team, you can re-sign them, but you have to
Right.
do it before the trade deadline, or
Okay.
you have to
I
wait
did
until
not
free
know that.
agency. I think you have to. I think it's got to be before trade deadline, and then once free agency goes, you can do it.
I mean, that makes sense. I just didn't know that.
Yeah. So Dylan Larkin re-signs with Detroit. I heard people thought that he was out. People thought he was done there because they hadn't done it yet. I've heard that from I forget who I heard it from. I think it might have been the Bar Down guys.
I
But
very rarely think about Detroit for a team that is in my own division.
but yeah, so they lock him up 8.7 million times 8 years. I think it's like a 60 something million. I can't do
It's
the
a
math.
bag.
It's a good amount of money. He currently, if you're wondering, I took these at whenever I looked at their stat lines. So 59 games played for Larkin, 22 goals, 35 assists, 57 points.
I'm good.
Not bad.
That's pretty easy.
Not bad, but with the way scoring is, you kind of want that to be a bit higher from one of your top line guys. Because most of the top players are at least a point a game at this point. Like with
That's
the way
true.
scoring is in this season at least.
Just
But
shy.
Not bad. And 8.7
Just
million
shy.
compared to other contracts, it's not that much.
Yeah.
And if cap keeps going up, like
Exactly.
Well, I mean, there's been the challenges since then, but
Yeah.
we think it'll keep going up, so they'll
Yes.
only get better, and yeah, that'll be fine.
And then the big one, which if you
Yeah.
thought David Pastrnak was going anywhere, you
You're
got
fucking dumb.
yeah. Yes.
Don
So-
Sweeney made sure of that he wouldn't.
Yep. So he sticks, and this is the first deal that's like big deal that we've seen from Boston in at least a very long time, because like all their other
Mhm.
big players took fairly team friendly deals.
Mhm.
So this is the first one, and even this might even end up being a team friendly deal anyway.
I think,
11.25 million times 8 years. Right now, 60 games played, 42 goals, 38 assists,
Wow.
80 points.
he should
that's
hit
not bad.
50, right? He'll hit 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to get 8 more goals in 20 games. Yeah, I would
22
think.
games.
I would think. Huh?
Unless he's missed games, 22 games.
Oh, 22. Yeah, 22. That's right. I got that confused because I looked, and Boston is at
42.
61 games played now. So,
Yeah.
I
don't think he
expect
scored
he will.
last night. That's just-
Okay, so he's got 20, 21
Did he
games.
score last night? He might have.
But yeah, so I mean, good deal. I think those are both good deals. I think they'll be fine. Larkins might look kind of bad
Yep.
towards the end.
He did score
Yeah.
last night.
Pasternak's might look bad too, but that'll remain to be seen.
He's still
Yeah, I was
pretty
gonna say.
young, isn't
The
he?
NHL.
Was he
The
20?
NHL has to keep the tradition
at least
of contracts
25.
looking bad.
He's at least 25. So at 8
26.
years, 33. Yeah, he'll probably be. He's 26, so 34 at the end. So he'll probably be fine. Yeah,
I think that'll be maybe just starting to maybe a little bit,
look kind of bad.
but like, yeah.
All right. Big coach change. Trotz. He's Nashville, right? He's back in Nashville.
Not a coach.
So
Not coaching change.
Oh,
So,
he's not
I will.
coaching.
Yes.
GM.
All right. So Barry Trotz is the GM of the Nashville Predators.
Oh,
Or
I
he
going
will
didn't
to
know
be
that.
become the
after
GM.
this
Yes.
season, yeah.
So yeah, Barry.
This guy's staying on after this season too for a little, or he's like an assistant, or so. He's helping
Gonna
Trotz.
like ease him into the role kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But end of an era, first of all, for David Poyle, who I'm fairly certain
Yeah.
had been the only
Yes, the
GM
only Nashville
of
Predators
the
GM.
Predators ever for
Since-
like 30 some odd years.
Wait for this. I wasn't 30 years, because I'm fairly certain it was since
was
we all were
90.
born. Pretty
it
sure
97?
I'm pretty sure he
97.
came in at 97 in 97. So for the
That's cool.
entirety of our lifetimes, he has been the GM.
He has been the
of
Nashville
the
Predators.
Nashville
yeah.
Predators. Which
Wow.
is pretty nuts.
That's yeah. Our lifetime GM was replaced by Barry Trotz. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they started playing 98. There we go. That. So, damn.
Wow.
That's pretty nuts.
Good for
That's-
David Poyle, but also good for Barry Trotz. I mean, you'd kind of wondered, like, because he said he was taking the year off, whenever that was, but like he never really shut down wanting to be in hockey, and also fairly certain around then there was rumors about him wanting to get into management roles. And here we are.
So now we get to
back in
see.
Nashville.
We've seen the genius that is Barry Trotz, the coach. Now we will get to see if there is genius in Barry Trotz, the GM, or if he is a noob. We get to see that.
You do never know.
You never know. It doesn't always translate. I think that's fun because wasn't he a coach there? Wasn't he like a coach there?
He
for a
was.
while?
Yes,
for
their
a
first
really
coach.
long time.
The first coach. The
And he was
Predators
there forever. He was trying to do a Poyle, but then eventually he moved on.
Yeah, so that's fun. Bring him back, and now he's got a little bit of a bigger role, I guess. That's cool.
Which I mean, we can get into that with the trades too, but like I'm glad they kind of committed to selling.
It makes a little bit more sense, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will get to that, but first, let's do a little live hurdle, gentlemen. You want to do that?
Oh yeah,
All right.
Hell yeah.
I've heard.
Yee. Yee, yee, yee. Yee. All right.
I gotta get prepped like this. Gotta get smarter.
Yeah,
Get
you
smarter,
do. Yeah, you do.
dude. I gotta refuel with my hockey water bottle right now.
Except this is refilled from the water fountain at work. So,
Nice.
Is that good or
good
bad?
Plattsburgh tap water.
Ah.
So not great.
Why won't this grab? I want you to grab. Being a pain. Being a pain in the ass.
Isn't Plattsburgh tap water filled with minerals? Like good mineral?
Probably too many minerals at times.
Yeah.
Dude, you
There
gotta get
was a really bad water line problem at in a chunk of the city like this summer into
Ooh.
fall, but then I was never affected because it was like on the other opposite side of town, and it just so happened that I was out of range of everything going poorly, and I was like, damn, that's good luck there.
Yeah, very good.
You know what Danielle has, and we just got a filter for it. The Brita pitcher.
Oh yeah.
Those things are
Oh yeah. Those
sweet.
I got a big ass one in my fridge that like it's not
cube
even
thing?
it's not even a pitcher. It's like a thing
Yeah.
you like a big like rectangular prismy thing that you fill up and just sit in there.
And then
Yeah,
it's
we're
got like
gonna
the
get-
little spout.
Liz and I are
Yeah.
gonna get one of those.
That's
I
good.
saw it at the Walmart the other day. I was like, "Ooh, yep, that's the answer."
Mhm.
I don't have to refill this like 5 times a day.
Mhm.
Everybody watching?
Yes.
Adult life, so exciting.
Yep. Dude, that's you never know. You know you're an adult when you get excited about shit. That's like Jesus.
I got this sick new Brita filter pitcher, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yep. Yep. All right, here we go. Oh dear. Yeah, this
I
is
know it.
generic
I know it.
silhouette. Oh, Eric
know
knows it. He's coming in hot
Is that
with some
Jeff
confidence.
Skinner?
I mean,
Sidney Crosby.
Jeff Skinner was in my head as well.
Well, you can try both. We got 2 names.
I'll try
to
Sidney
take
Crosby
over.
out of respect. Okay, no, so it's not Jeff Skinner, Metro.
Because it's in the Metro.
Probably
what
33,
do we
34
got
years old, Canadian, not a center.
in the Metro.
The Vincent Trocheck, or is he not?
Trocheck is American,
I couldn't tell you.
I
I think
believe.
you're right.
I think
he's
he is.
American.
Yeah.
So let's think. Capital. Does that look like a capital?
A Canadian capital?
Is it Shen? Not. What's his last first
Could that be
No.
Tom Wilson?
Could be.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Is Tom Wilson a center?
No,
Is
he's
he
a
that
wing.
old?
He's a wing. He could be
Okay.
like 31, 32.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, just kidding.
Well,
Not a right
He is
wing.
Canadian.
I knew he was
Yeah.
Canadian. I knew he was Canadian.
Mhm.
Okay, so not a capital.
Could be a
See,
defenseman.
see, we've gotten lucky here because we know that it's Metro and we have 8 guesses. So we will be able to figure out what team they're on.
All right, Eric.
I know. I'm
Does
thinking
this
of
look like
Islanders
one of your
right now.
boys?
It's a Parise.
Hold on one second.
The problem with
age
the
is
Islanders
around-
is they all have no hair.
Yeah.
And
That's
also,
annoying.
they're all old.
Is this not
Yeah.
Casey Sudeikis, is it?
Yeah.
No,
That's what I,
it's not. We've done Cizikas before. I'm pretty sure this isn't him. We can try it though if you want, because it'll get the Isles off the board.
yeah, do Cizikas because
I
Is
think
he-
Cizikas is older than 35 though.
no, I thought he was like
Right.
33.
Is
right
he
in the-
is he a left wing by any
He's
chance?
a center. He's a center.
Shit.
Oh wait, yeah. Wait.
Give
I'm
me a
trying to
left
think
wing.
of-
Give me a left wing.
Well, I wanted to do. I was thinking of defense.
Or
I
a
kind of want to try
defenseman.
Ryan. I kind of want to try Ryan Pollock. I don't know if he's that old.
Hey,
but
sounds good to
why
me.
not?
Pulak.
No, it's not him. It's not the Islanders.
No, he's
fault.
also
Hmm.
28.
Oh, okay. Hey, he's up there.
In
Well,
between
sorta.
43 and 6. So not a defenseman. So we're
Good.
looking at a left winger
It's a
or
great
a goalie.
range we have there established.
Or a goalie. A goalie, boys.
yeah, left winger goalie.
Goalies.
Is it Patty Kane?
Patty Kane, imagine.
Is
No, he's
Darcy Kemper Canadian?
Yeah.
But he's on Washington. That's
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
he's on Washington, and I think he's younger than that. Because this when it's yellow, it means it's close. Usually, it means it's like 30. This is probably means it's like 32, 33 at youngest.
Pull it back up.
Boss me around.
Is it?
Oh,
I don't think that's not Kreider, is it?
That's
No, he's American.
No.
He's American.
He is American. Yep, he is
He's American.
That
Dang
does
it.
look like Chris Kreider though. Okay, so let's think Rangers here. I don't think it's Rangers.
I don't think it's Rangers either.
There's not a lot of Canadians.
No, because if you think about the Rangers' top 3 lines, it's definitely not any of those guys.
Yeah, no.
They're top, at least top 2.
Yeah, they don't even have any Canadians up there, do they? It's like a Russian and American.
No.
It's like I'm
Wait,
telling
did
a
we
joke.
get?
A Russian and
Did we
American
get
and
that
a
it's not
Finnish
a
guy walk into a
goalie?
bar.
Or did we get that it's not a defenseman?
Yes.
That's what.
Yeah, Pollock.
so it's-
Left
Pollock.
wing or goalie. So let's think of goalies here in the Metro.
Canadian
Rochester
goalies in the
not
Metro.
Wow.
Is this Jacob Slavin? Or is he younger?
Mm.
No, it's a
He's
defenseman.
young-
It's a
he's
defenseman.
younger. Not
Yeah.
a defenseman.
Yeah.
He is a defenseman. Okay.
Older left wing. Let's get a goalie out of the way. Let's guess Canadian
Who are the Metro teams?
old ass
that we
goalie.
haven't named. We got
Rangers.
Carolina,
Carolina.
Rangers. There's
Shit.
5 we don't have yet.
Who the hell else is on the Metro?
Philly,
Philly, Columbus.
Columbus,
Oh, Columbus.
and
We have Rangers, Carolina, Philly, Columbus. So we've got one more.
yeah, I think.
I see the way. So what? Do you,
Carolina.
we already have that.
Oh no.
There's
When?
8 teams in every division, right?
Yes. Whenever you guys do this, when you're thinking of teams in the division, do you ever picture a United States map?
No.
And are like, oh, Nick's out. I
Nick,
picture like
no.
a U.S. map, and I'm like looking around on the map and being like, is it here? Is it here? Shit.
This is just great content.
All right,
Do we know?
Columbus goalie.
Blade.
What if,
Merzlikins is
guys?
not
What if?
Canadian.
What if, guys?
I don't think they updated it that quick, and he's also
Oh, it's a
American.
goalie.
No, they update
He
it
is a
super
goalie.
quick. They update it super quick.
VJK, look at that. But it is a
It's a-
goalie, so that
Okay.
narrows things down.
Damn, he's 37,
Canadian goalies in the Metro.
and
Who
they're
the f-
older as well.
Fuck
Okay,
are
okay. So
Canadian
let's think
goalies
here.
in
So
the
let's think Rangers.
Shesterkin and Halak. So
No.
no.
Neither of them.
Wait.
Carolina,
Wait.
Ranta, and
Wait.
Anderson. Yes.
Oh,
What do
it's
you
not
got
an
there?
No, it's not an Islanders goal. I was gonna say Corey Schneider,
No.
but no. He's
Uh,
also way older.
Columbus is shit. I don't know who now. Merzlikins.
Columbus is Merzlikins and Michael Hutchinson. Because Michael Hutchinson is the goalie they got back from Vegas. I
He's
don't
not
know if
that
he's
old.
Canadian though.
He's not
Oh,
that.
He's
wait,
been around
guys.
for a while.
I have a question.
Yes.
Frederick Anderson is not Canadian, right?
No, he's
No.
Swedish. Swedish.
Oh
like
wait, yeah,
40.
Anderson. Or
Don't know.
like 40.
Uh, So it's not Carolina because we already did that.
Not the
No,
Rangers,
Their
not
other
the-
ones are Ronta and.
Okay, so who's Carter Hart's backup?
Chandler.
That's a good
Who
question.
is Carter Hart's backup?
Oh no. This might be the guy.
Wait, Carter Hart's Canadian. He's too young though.
He's way
yeah,
too young.
way
Yeah,
too young.
we can try it though. What's his number?
His number is 79.
Oh shit.
But they're not on.
It's not
Philly.
the Fly-
Okay.
So
Who
what
the
team?
So what
We're
are
still
our
Columbus?
missing. We're still missing a team.
Yeah, what team is in the
So our
Rangers?
missing ones are Columbus, Rangers.
Oh,
Carolina.
the Devils!
Oh,
Carolina,
the
and
Devils.
the Devils.
Oh my god!
Well, who the hell are their
Um,
goalies?
Hold on, Mackenzie Blackwood,
He's
and
younger.
he's Canadian.
He's too young.
Vanacek.
Yeah, he's
Is
Russian.
not Canadian.
Who the hell is this? Is this like a super backup?
Wait, that makes no sense because they have Mackenzie Blackwood, Akira Schmid, and Vanacek.
Fuck is Akira?
Yeah, well, who's that?
A Devils goalie was playing in a game named Akira.
I guess.
Look him
Yeah,
up-
I guess
look
you
him up
are
right
in the same
now.
division.
Yeah.
Hey, there
yeah,
he is.
Yeah. Wait.
Not on the Devils.
Not Devils.
Alright.
Who the fuck is this?
Wait.
Okay, so 5 teams down. We have Carolina.
We're doing another one after this. I can't.
We have
This
Carolina
is
Rangers.
crazy.
Carolina Rangers or Columbus.
It has to be Columbus then.
It's got to
It
be a
has to be
Columbus
Columbus.
backup.
Or it's Pittsburgh.
We did Pittsburgh.
No, we already have Pittsburgh up there.
Sidney Crosby.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, is it
Carolina
Domingue?
Rangers or
So
Columbus?
who's Merzlikin's backup?
I don't know.
Oh no, it was Corpusalo and Merzlikins, but now I have no idea.
Now
Try-
it's Corpusalo and Hutchinson.
Try Hutchinson.
Are you shitting me?
Oh my god! Let's go. Man, that was legendary.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
so that's a
I did
that's a
not.
trade deadline?
That would
Wow.
happen like a day
Look at
ago.
that.
Yeah,
I did
That's
not know he
awesome.
was that old, dude. I did not think he was gonna be that old.
he's been
Benny?
around for a minute.
Benny,
All
you're
right.
an absolute
We're
legend.
going straight in here. We're going straight in.
Also, all you Akira Schmid haters, he's a real
I'm
person.
not a hater. I just
He's a real
kidding.
person. We just didn't think he
I know.
existed.
Yeah.
I have no
Dude,
idea
isn't-
what the fuck that was.
Isn't that an awesome name, Akira?
It
I
is
love
pretty
that.
good. Yeah. All right.
This
okay.
looks like a Mark Giordano and or a Kevin.
It
Shattenkirk.
honestly does look like Mark Giordano.
Derek Stepan.
We're going Geo first. Shit. Metro.
Well, he's
Yeah, it's a
Metro
defenseman.
defenseman from the East.
Brent Burns. Burns.
Uh,
In the
Where's
East
the
now, he's in
weird?
Carolina.
Fuck.
nope. Lower than 8. Low number.
Oh. Mm.
I feel like this shouldn't be that hard because there's not that many bald people.
Wait a minute. Is this
Yeah.
Adam Pellick?
Yeah, give it a go.
What's his
Is this
number?
Adam Pellick? 3.
Hey!
Let's go! Let's go!
Dang,
It took
man.
me a second.
Did your memory get jogged when he's like, "There's not that many bald people." Like, bald
Well,
guys.
I
My
was
team.
trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out if there was facial hair or not, which is like obviously really hard to do.
Yeah, I know,
with
because
the
the
silhouette.
jaw like
Yeah,
offset a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, after the number, that's what helped me. I was like, Pellick is 3. That's like what other defensemen are 3?
Yeah, there's not a lot of low numbers
Not
like
many.
that. Very
guess-
nice.
I don't know.
Well done.
Yeah. Let's go.
Good stuff.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
Well, sweet. There we go. So now there's
We're doing-
that.
After that first, that was
Redemption.
we get fucking Michael Hutchinson. Ugh.
I know, seriously. That was
That's
rough.
pretty awesome.
That was
that's
good.
pretty
It's it's actually very appropriate for the episode that we're
Yeah.
currently shooting.
Honestly, yeah, it was a trade deadline special right
Yeah.
there.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break because I gotta pee. But we'll be back quick, and then when we're back, we're getting into all the trades, baby.
We've got a freaking
We got 3 fucking
trailer
pages of
load
trades.
We have one or two trades.
We're not gonna cover
or
them all
two
because
times
we don't have
50.
that kind of time. But
There's at least 5.
all right, we'll be back.
All right. Boy, I got to get the matchup of the week on over here. Ducks versus Habs.
Oh
here.
yeah, you got to do that. We're back, by the
Yeah.
way. you waited until I clicked the button to say that.
Whatever.
All right, so we're gonna just hop right into it. Big trades. Let's start with the biggest one and the one that's happened the longest time ago. 5 minutes after the last episode.
After we stopped recording.
Ryan O'Reilly goes to Toronto, bringing with him Noel Achari. And in exchange, Seattle gets Mikhail Abramov, Adam Gaudette, a 2023 first, third, a 2024 second, and then Minnesota gets a 2025 fourth. And then as far as salary retention, obviously you heard Minnesota in there. St. Louis is retaining 50% of O'Reilly's salary, and and Minnesota is retaining 25%. So the Leafs, if you're wondering how the Leafs are able to do it, that's how. Brings him from like
Yes.
9 million to like 2 or something.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
Kind of had an off year, so maybe a change in scenery will help him.
He did get a
I
hat trick.
think
Yeah, he
I
does already
think-
have that. So yeah, I think it did.
I think if the Leafs' goal, right, is again like it is every damn year to simply win one round in the playoffs, there's a pretty good history of Ryan O'Reilly being that key piece in the playoffs and stepping it up when he needs to, as we saw with the Blues. But again, that was one season. That being said, he's like obviously an incredibly talented hockey player. So, and he's playing. What's his line? Tavares and Marner. Like
Is he
That's
on
awesome.
the wing? Is he on the wing?
he's on the wing, and Tavares is the center, I believe.
All right.
I
So
think
that's-
they've been moving
that's
him
awesome.
around a bit, but yeah.
Or to mess
like
around, yeah.
they have so many options now.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
a stupid amount of options. You can have the 1, 2, 3 of
Yeah.
Matthews, Tavares, O'Reilly if you
Which is
want to
pretty
spread the
freaking
wealth.
ridiculous.
And
Yeah, like that's
Noel
insane.
Achari as a depth guy even is
Yeah.
like a really
nice
strong depth forward.
Yeah,
So
he's
yeah,
annoying.
it's
He's
been
annoying.
an annoyingly good trade for the Leafs.
Yeah, so that is what I think. Great trade, and
Makes
also good for the playoff.
In the same vein, let me see if it's in here somewhere. Oh, it's not. They did get Luke Schenn. I forget what they traded for to get him.
Oh
I
yeah,
believe it was a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, so they got
Hmm.
Luke Schenn. So interestingly, if you go back to last year, the Leafs were one of the main people going after Hagel. Obviously, the Lightning snagged him up.
Mhm.
And we fast forward to this year. The Lightning were supposedly in on O'Reilly, and then Luke Schenn was somebody
Wow.
that they wanted to get back. So Toronto gets both of
They
them.
saw what happened last year and they're like, fuck you, we're getting them this
Yeah.
time.
They were like, "Who does JBB want?" Well, then we want him
the
too.
the funny part is too where I didn't know the story, but I heard it. I don't remember what podcast it was. I think it might have been 32 Thoughts or one of the like 15 different hockey podcasts I've been listening to over the last week. But apparently in free agency, whenever Schenn ended up going to Tampa, he had interest in going to Toronto, but ended up going to Tampa and winning 2 cups. And so I think he was okay with that decision. But it's just kind of funny that now, as they gear up to play Tampa, where does he go? He goes back to Toronto, where he hadn't played in like 10 years.
Yep.
Because he was a draft pick by them
Oh
originally.
yeah,
so
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He was like a high up draft pick too, wasn't he?
he was. Yeah.
So yeah, Leafs adding once again. This is probably the biggest swing they've taken in quite a while. What was it was
They added a
last year?
lot.
Last year was Foligno, Nick Foligno.
Yeah. Which, no, that was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Because I was against the Habs.
Jeez.
But on top of this, they also did the Jake McCabe and Sam Lafferty deal to grab them
Oh,
from
yeah.
Toronto, from
Oh,
Chicago.
yeah.
And
Holy shit, man.
and they sent Rasmus Sandin to Washington
for Eric Gustafson.
for Eric Gustafson and a first. I think the first was the first, and like realizing they weren't going to really be able to utilize Sandin properly in a like defensive slot and what they wanted to do, so they wanted to get the most they could for him. So they get the 1st round pick, and then I feel like Gustafson was more of a body back kind of thing.
Yep.
And Gustafson has been having an okay year. So yeah, I think that is important.
Yes, but as
Like-
somebody who's had them on his team,
Same.
he
Same.
is. Oh yeah, he
Same.
was an Islander.
Yeah,
He's an
I
Islander
know.
Senator,
I
too.
know, Benny. Oh
Dang.
yeah, and he
He's-
was a.
He's been
So-
I'm
He's a
pretty sure he played for the Sens.
he's been
Good
everywhere.
Branson played for the Sens. I
Let
don't-
me look.
But he's
Everywhere but the light.
He cannot defend.
Everywhere but the light.
He cannot defend.
No,
and like
no.
it's funny because it's funny in hindsight, but
Yes.
as it happened, I was like, "What is happening?" The Habs dressed like 6 defensemen most nights, and just fully used only 4 of them. And Gustafson had like 5 minutes a night whenever he got played, and it was always on the power play. And he had one really nice bomb goal against Winnipeg. That was about it on that playoff run.
All right, so for FYI, for your informations, Chicago, Calgary, Montreal, Philly, Toronto, Washington.
I was wrong.
I don't see any Islanders in here. I don't see any.
Really? He did play for the Islanders. Was it only in preseason then?
It might have been. At
He
least
might
this
have been a PTO.
Yeah.
hockey
Yep.
reference. does
Sorry,
not have-
that's what it
distinctly
was.
remember him being on the Islanders. As soon as you
Anyway.
brought it up. Anyway, far too much time is being designated to Eric Gustafson.
Any
Uh,
hoozles.
Let's keep going.
The biggest fish, if you will, Timo Meyer gets sent to the Devils.
That's huge.
So one of the best teams
Massive.
in the East gets even better.
Mm-hmm.
That was a theme.
And this was and this was this was the volume trade, if you will. I think there
My
was
God,
8
so many
total
pieces.
players, 8 total players and a bunch of picks, I think.
God knows how many picks, and yeah, just
All
Read
right.
it out, dude.
Meyer, Timur Abragimov. That's not right. D. Scott Harrington.
Dragomov, yeah, I think.
Defenseman Scott Harrington, defenseman Santeri Hataka, goalie Zach Emund, a 2024 fifth. All that I just read out goes to New Jersey. San Jose gets Fabian Zetterlund and Andreas Janssen. Shakir, oh Lord, Mukama Dulin.
Mukamadulin, yes.
Mukama Dulin.
Nice
Yeah. Nikita, what is with these people's names, man?
Yeah, I can't help you with that one. I don't remember. I
Nikita-
don't remember how I heard that pronounced in podcasts this week.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give it a Okotiuk.
Okatuk?
Okotiuk.
Okatuk? I don't know.
Okay.
A 2023 first, and a 2024 second, and a 2024 seventh. All go to San Jose.
Wow.
So obviously the
stuff.
biggest piece is Timo Meyer. Everybody else, other than
What I
like
want to
Andreas
know is
Janssen,
why
I
they
haven't heard of.
couldn't have just
Skipped
I'm
all
sure
these.
I'm sure there's bigger reasons, but just do Fabian Zetterlund, Andreas Janssen, and a first rounder for Meyer and call it a day.
Yeah, instead of everything, maybe they had to clear cap.
I'm sure there was money and shit and whatever, but like you see those names going back and forth, like
Yeah, and then I got to read them.
you know what? With all that said, watch fucking Scott Harrington pops
So,
off on New Jersey.
that's what I was
like,
gonna
next
say.
year or something.
Guys, these trades are fun because like we might look back on this in 5 years and be like,
Right.
oh my god, you remember that guy whose name we couldn't pronounce? He's like
He
crazy
ended
now.
up being the steal
Yeah,
of the
we're gonna
trade
look
or whatever.
in
Which
like
he
Yeah.
kind of had a little bit of that with the Carlson trade, where Josh Norris was part of the return they got from San
Mhm.
Jose, and it's like looking back at that, it's like, wow.
or
And then Carlson also found his form again, so it's like,
Yeah. or if you look
Uh,
at like the original Ryan O'Reilly trade, Buffalo to
Yes.
St. Louis, who comes back?
Tage Tom.
Tage
Oh
frickin'
my god,
Thompson.
Tage Thompson.
So let this cook for a couple of years.
Let
All right,
We'll
Muka
come back to
Madulin,
it.
let him have his say.
Let him cook. Okay, come on. He's
dude,
gotta see what he can do.
I can't wait.
Secondly,
I can't wait until he becomes a star and
NHL
they get his
All-Star,
his
Muka
jersey,
Madulin.
the name on the jersey. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
guys,
It's gonna be
listening
such
to
a
a
long
podcast
name
about-
bar. It's like shoulder to shoulder tip.
Nick.
I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about this trade, and it really shores up like their top 2 lines because
That's what I was gonna say.
how they were playing, right? One of them one of those lines was always missing a stud, right? Because either Bratt would be alone or Hughes would be alone
Mhm.
or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
now you know, okay, you've got a stud center and a stud winger and
You
a
got a
stud
talented
center
winger,
and a
yep.
stud winger on first and second line. So they're
Because Heischer is a wing.
Oh,
Center.
he's a center.
He's a
Center.
center.
So Bratt's a
Very
winger.
good one. Yes.
Okay.
And Hughes is going to be a center for
So we
Meyer
got
on the
Hugh,
wing.
yeah. So you got the duos of Hughes, Meyer,
That's nice.
Heischer, Bratt.
Oh
yeah, that's not
boy.
That's nice.
And somewhere
That's
on
nice.
one of those, you got my boy Palat, who I hated for
And-
years. And now I like him.
and Meyer from the same country too.
Yes, Swiss.
Oh.
both,
Yeah, they are
Swiss
both
friends.
Oh, that's
Yep.
There
cool.
you go, that's cool.
That's very
Yeah.
cool.
There's
Why
so few Swiss players in the NHL. I'm sure they
Mhm.
probably know each other. And
Isn't
like,
Yossi one of them?
No,
Yossi and Saros.
Is he,
I
he's
believe.
Swiss. Saros
pretty sure
sounds
Yossi
Finnish.
is.
Oh wait, Saros might actually be Finnish. You're right, Benny. Let me check that though. I could
Here,
have.
They are a
let me
young
take a
team,
look here.
right? He doesn't really have
He's
Saros
Finnish.
is
Saros
Finnish,
is
yeah.
experience.
Finnish.
Good
But
call.
like,
Good call.
it's a good move.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's
I
gonna be
think-
awesome.
It's gonna help him.
You know
Do
who I
they
was thinking
surprise?
of?
Because there's a lot of people like Boston. You're like, okay, Boston is having what looks like it's going to be a record breaking year. You've got the Lightning have been there however many years, whatever. Is like the Rangers are big. They picked up Patrick Kane, who like, do you think people are gonna overlook the Devils? And then they're just
Yes.
gonna come in screaming?
Do you know why? I
Screaming
think
Devils?
that we didn't know the Devils existed when we were doing Herd before. That's why I think that. I think the Devils are going to be overlooked, and they're gonna they're gonna be a dark horse. They're a dark horse team.
The Devils
Very
made
cool.
another move too. They got ex-Saber Curtis Lazar.
They did
Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
from the
You're
Canucks.
not gonna say Sen?
I
He
don't
was
even-
that was his like heyday.
Was it?
I don't even. I
Yeah,
didn't know he was there. I know he played for the Sabers.
he was the one who ate the hamburger off the ice during the hamburger run.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one that when they were throwing him on,
Oh
he
wow!
grabbed one and literally took a bite out of it. And in an interview after, he was like, it's kind of cold. Like, yeah, because it was sitting in somebody's pocket till the end of the game.
It's kind of cold.
'Cause I think it was just a McDonald's burger.
Oh my god! Yeah, they had snuck that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, Devils. Shit, man,
Well-
they could make the conference final.
So, perfect segue. The Devils right now, if the playoffs start today, would play the Rangers, correct?
I've been hearing a
so-
lot about that.
So
A
let's talk
metropolitan.
about the trades the Rangers made.
Let's. So the biggest
That's right here.
one, is Patty Kane, obviously. Which I don't know
Yep.
about you guys, but the whole day I saw pictures and stuff about. I saw other people talking about it, but I never saw an actual post from the NHL or the Rangers or any of them. I was seeing everybody talking about it, and I was like,
Right.
did it actually happen, or is everybody just
Well,
saying
it
it's
was
going to
like-
happen?
It was
hung
an
up
open
for a
secret
while.
that it was gonna happen, but like they had to wait like a certain set amount of days to get done. Because like I don't fully understand the cap
Money
implications
shit.
of all of this, but my basic understanding of it is the longer the season goes on, the less the cap goes down. Cap hit goes down because more of the season has progressed, more of them paid out, something along those lines.
Okay,
Regardless, whatever, they had to wait to a certain time
so everybody
to
knew
have
what they
it
were
go
waiting.
through to have it go through for all the money to work.
All right,
I can't explain to you all the hows and whys because I don't
understood.
much.
Yeah, because it
care
was like
enough,
Tuesday morning. I was listening to a podcast and some guy called in and he was like, "Well, what if Kane doesn't get traded to the Rangers?" And the guys on the show were like, "That's not going to happen. It's 100% going to be traded. He's going to be traded there.
Like it's all set.
You just got to
They
let
just
it sit
need
for
yeah.
All right, so yeah,
the Senators."
But it was
spoiled
really fucking
first
annoying.
day, I will say that. Fuck you.
Yeah, they did. But also, it was really fucking annoying just how drawn out that was.
Yeah.
I was like, can we be done with this?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't even care about
Yeah,
Patrick
it
Kane
just
that
got
much anymore.
talked about constantly.
I was just like, good for you, Rangers,
Yes,
I guess. I'm sure him being back with Panarin is probably going to be good for them.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I would just like to say one thing on this Patrick Kane trade real quick. Well, actually, Mike, you can read the trade out first.
Yeah,
because
let me.
I know you
Okay,
don't
so New York gets Patrick Kane, defenseman Cooper Zek, and then Chicago gets Andy Walensky, a 2023 second, 2025 fourth, defenseman Vili Sari Harvey is what it looks like, which they get that
Some
from
name.
Arizona, because Arizona is the third team in this trade, and Arizona themselves gets a 2025 third, so still stacking those picks.
It's just an obscene amount at this
Yeah,
point.
they
Like
just
they literally can't use all of them. There's not enough
there's not enough
contract
space on the
slots
team. Yep.
to do that, and then also have a team. Like
Yeah.
anyway,
So Kane's salary retained is 50% by Chicago, 25% by Arizona. That's why Arizona gets that pick.
Yep.
right.
So what were you gonna say, Rick?
Yeah, dude. I mean, congrats on the Rangers for getting Patty Kane. But when you think about the things that had to fall into place, okay, Kane was obviously not having the greatest year for obvious reasons, right? Because the Blackhawks were kind of shit in the bed there.
Yeah, he had an
And-
alleged hip problem too.
Yes. And literally, Tarasenko goes to the Rangers, and it just so happens that for some reason, and I'm saying again, like it's all fine. Like if Kane wants to go where he wants to go, that's totally fine. But the Rangers, after getting Tarasenko, were lucky enough that Patrick Kane, for some reason, was like, "There's only one team I want to go to, the New York Rangers." Like, dang man, all
he
the
was
cards
linked
are.
to the Rangers before the T-Sank trade too.
Yes, he was, but like.
And then he made it.
There
very
are other
public.
options in the East. But what I'm saying is, like, he made it public, but again, he was linked to the Rangers. No one else. He just was like, Rangers. It's like that's pretty
yeah, it's
convenient. That's pretty convenient.
The comparison I heard was it's just like Claude Giroux was last year with Philly. Right?
Yeah,
he said,
Florida.
"I want to go to Florida, or I'm not
Mhm.
getting traded."
Yep.
Kane
Yeah,
basically
He chose
"I wanna
Florida
go to
over
the
Colorado.
Yeah, that was pretty newbie.
That's that's rough.
Yeah, that's
But,
a new move, Giroux.
But yeah, that being said, I mean, like, yeah, it's just like the Rangers, things are working out for him. Things are working out for him. As an Islander fan, it's like, really, man?
That's what happens
Like,
when
can
you play on
someone-
Broadway.
Yeah, that's true. As an Islander fan, it's kind of like, really, man? There are other New York teams. Even part of me was even like, hey, Patty Kane, Sabres, come on, man. You know
Yeah,
I've been
I would have
pushing for
loved that, but
you know I've been pushing for that.
they weren't gonna buy that much.
How would he? He wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to get a cab ride to the building. You know?
No, he'd have to
I
drive
love it, I love
himself.
it.
He'd have to drive himself for sure.
They're all banded against him.
Yeah.
What do you guys think this does for the Rangers' chances?
It makes them look really good.
I mean,
Does it-
their
does it-
forward group is stupid now.
It is kind of dumb
Yeah,
when you look at like the names that are on there. It's like holy shit.
It makes them outscore their problems, is what I think. Their Shesterkin being in a bit of a slump and their defense
Their
being
defense.
kind of non-existent.
Their defense having to play 4 guys.
Yeah.
which
doing-
hopefully that kind of figures out.
shit.
They figured that out. Well, there was a lot
the only
of
reason they're
weird.
running 4 right now
Yeah.
is because Lindgren's out and
Yeah.
Keandre Miller had the suspension, and they can't
The spitting
there's
thing.
no-
Yeah.
because of they got major cat problems, I think, and
Mhm.
I think because of that they can't fuck around with pulling guys up and down.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was something to do with that, and I think it was combined with having to do stuff to make the Kane trade work. So, like, that's not the plan. I think they'll be getting back to normal eventually.
Yeah.
Right,
In
you
that
know, once
regard.
those 2 guys come back, then they're running 6 again like normal.
Yeah.
So.
So
I
I think
Makes them look
if-
really good.
if Shesterkin is any amount of hot,
Yes.
they're
Agreed.
golden. Like
Yep,
they,
they're Conference final.
they're
Conference
probably gonna make the conference finals if
Again.
if Shesterkin has any like kind of hot streak getting going as the
Yeah.
playoffs start up.
All right.
What do you think, Mike? What do you think?
Well, to get to the conference finals, they got to go through New Jersey, which they can
Yeah,
do.
that's true.
They can do.
that's
And
true.
then they'll probably have to go through Carolina,
Or the Bruins.
which they can do. My guess is they'd face the Bruins in the final.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be my
Um,
guess too.
So are you thinking who you think is playing the Bruins after round 1?
Uh,
It's my way of asking. Do you think Toronto or Tampa's going to win?
Nobody's playing the Bruins after round 1
Because Ottawa's knocking them out.
because they're gonna be golfing. No, I don't know. Fuck, who knows? Probably not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead then here. Tampa Bay for the last couple years has been they've been the perfect example of adding people that you don't really know who they are. And then it's like, holy shit, look at these guys go.
Yeah.
So they're trying it again.
Insane, dude.
And they add Tanner Jeannot, and once again, they seemingly overpay.
It's not seemingly. It's an overpay.
That depends.
Oh, debate.
I'm telling you that depends. It depends on how much you value these fucking picks.
Let me rephrase that. It's an understandable overpay.
Okay, why
In the
don't you?
sense that-
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's an overpay because
I agree with you.
it doesn't matter where the fuck the Lightning get anybody in the draft. It doesn't matter. If they come up through their organization, they're gonna be solid players because that's
Did you
just
guys
how
hear
they
the
work.
Breezeball interview on this?
Braden Point
Yes, which
was a
is-
3rd round pick. Andre Palat
Right.
was like 5th or something. Kucherov's like a 3rd round pick as well, I think, or something like that. It doesn't matter
I
where
think-
they pick them; they're gonna be good.
I think I heard it. So I think Breezeball had a conversation with somebody about this, and it got circulated, basically saying these picks in these next 3 drafts are not going to help us.
That's the
They're
other
not
thing.
going to help us win
Right.
right now.
They're gonna be late picks
They
anyway.
don't mean
That's-
anything to you.
That's
I get
why
it.
I was saying it's an understandable overpay. Is like Tampa's time is now.
It is.
Right.
The people getting drafted right now don't really matter in the sense that the time they need to be going for it is when Hedman, Stammer, Vasi can all still do this.
Yeah. In
So,
addition,
like, it makes sense.
in addition to that, so here's what I'll tell you why there's so many picks onto this deal. Tanner Jeannot's 25. He's an RFA. Pay a little extra for that. Getting rid of Cal Foot. Sure, he's a nice guy. He's too big and too slow to play in today's NHL. They probably had to pay extra for them to take him. And those are the 2 extra things. But this is why I like this trade. Tanner Jeannot he's like a rough guy. He's the quintessential Lightning 3rd line player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's gonna fit there for a nice amount of time. He's 25 years old, same exact age as Braden Point. He is part of that next core that they are building now, while they still have their old core intact.
There it is.
They're still working it. At some point, it's going to end, but they're trying to delay that as much as they can.
Trying to prolong it as long as
and-
possible.
and
I
hopefully-
understand. I think for anybody who takes a look at this trade and looks at it just like quickly, you're like, "Fuck, that's a lot." But
It's a lot of picks.
when you sit down and think about it, yes, it is, and you're mortgaging out like prospects for your future. But to the point, prospects don't always turn out, and these picks don't mean anything to them to win right now. So
Exactly. That is exactly the point. And I'm excited because that makes the Lightning's 3rd line Tanner Jeannot, Nick Paul, and Ross Colton. So
that's
that'll be-
enjoy that.
That'll be very unpleasant. Yeah, that's not
That's
going to be a
fun.
good time.
have fun. That's their shutdown line for Austin Matthews.
Yep. No.
There it is.
No, Matt.
say
They won't play.
Sorelli's probably
Yeah,
gonna
they'll
get some
play.
of that.
They'll play Sorelli, Killorn, fucking Killorn, man.
He's still
I
going.
I love that guy too, but it's time.
It's kind of reached an end there. has he?
he's so not. I mean, I'm sure he's better on skates than I am. Obviously, that goes without saying. But good lord,
Is
compared
he
to
not as fleet of foot as
He is
he
not-
could be?
he's not the most agile. But yeah, so I'm good with that trade. A lot of picks. I don't care. If this guy plays the way that he can, because I think he had like 25, 26 goals last year.
He did. He had a really good year last year. He was nominated for the Calder.
Yeah,
I
he
wanna
was
say.
he was up for it. Yeah, he was in the running.
And then has just not been having a
might have been
great
the year
year. But
before.
Nashville hasn't really been
Yeah.
having a great year.
I'm
My
thinking
one thing with him is he had a really good first year at like 25. He had just kind of broken in, and then he hasn't really done much.
he's 25 now.
There's a possibility. The possibility. I was like, so to like 24. The possibility of him being it could turn out fine. I'm just like, it's a lot for. I don't know.
It's a lot of picks. Yes. No, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But whatever.
I feel like I'm just conditioned by like old Habs trauma where like I hear about mistakes they've made or like picks they've dealt away or turned into like this guy and this guy or like the guys that got drafted around your pick here. It was this guy. I'm like,
oh yeah, see,
so
I don't
like,
even
there's just a lot of
I don't ever look at
of,
that. I don't even ever look at that. Here, let me tell you something here that makes me think and this will be the last thing I say that makes me not as like, holy shit, that's a lot. Obviously last year the overpayment was 2 firsts and 2 prospects for Brandon Hagel. Who now with 61 games played has 22 goals, 27 assists, 49 points.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's a better player than Jeannot is, though.
Might be. Probably
We'll
is.
find out.
Yeah.
Probably is. That's why it was a
25,
conditional
so-
first.
Right. Yeah.
In 2025. I don't even know what the conditions are. It might be an overpayment, but if they re-sign him to something decent,
Right.
I'm not because
That'll help things.
he's basically going to be he's probably going to be the Killorn replacement because no chance Killorn's coming back. If they bring Killorn back for anything more than league min, I riot.
Does he expire after this year?
He is done after this year.
Hey, there you go. There's that at least.
So
He's
I
gonna
think
retire.
I would expect him to retire, but
How old is he?
I think he's 33. He's older than Stammer.
I could see him going somewhere for cheap.
I gotta be honest, I don't think he goes anywhere. Unless somebody is like, hey, we'll give you, $3 million to come here and play. But even then,
I think he's
I think he'd
just kind of done.
I think he would
He'd probably just
pull
be ready.
I think he'd pull the Pat Maroon and be like, $1 million or like $900,000 and I'll stay.
Right. Yeah.
But I gotta be honest.
Yeah, Corey Perry is coming off the books. Do you just knock Killorn back down to Corey Perry's spot?
That might be the play. We have the Lightning went from like a young team and now all of a sudden they're like one of the oldest teams in the league, if not the oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm just out of curiosity, what is the fourth line? Is it still Perry, Maroon, Belmar?
Yes.
And is it
It's gotta be the oldest line in the league. It's gotta be.
It doesn't
that makes
sound
the
like the
Islanders look
fastest
young.
in the world either.
It's not.
How does that go?
Well, that's the other thing, and that's why I'm glad they got Jeannot, because it was Nick Paul, Ross Colton, and Pat Maroon. like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I love Pat Maroon.
There's one guy kind of weighing that line down.
I love him, but good lord, I might be faster than him on skates, man. Like, oh man,
they don't call him the big rig for nothing.
Very true. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's the third, and then they got rid of Nemesnikov, obviously, for Mikey Esiamont, who, that was the San Jose trade, who interestingly is the guy that fought Braden Point recently. So they're buddies now.
Just gotta show up to the locker room and be like, "Hey, sorry."
Yeah.
But Nemesnikov didn't stay there. He didn't.
He got
didn't stick
flipped
around.
to Winnipeg.
He immediately got flipped to Winnipeg to Winnipeg.
He's a good
for a
player.
fourth or something.
He's a good player, but I think we were hoping for more because he didn't stat wise. He wasn't doing much. I think he has like 5 goals, if that. Like he just wasn't doing enough for what the Lightning wanted. So
They were just bringing him back on an old Lightning player basis. And
Yep.
then they're like, "You don't really need you. Go here."
I think the SC Mont or whatever. I think he's younger.
Yeah,
So
I saw a couple like player
Adding
cards. I
young
think
guys.
from JFresh, and he seemed intriguing.
How the hell do you spell
And
it?
like I think it's ESSYMIOT.
Nothing on Hockey Reference. Let me Google.
It was a strange spelling from what I remember.
Oh, you were close. You were close.
Was I?
All right, anything else on the Jeannot to the Bolts trade?
No, I just want to see how old this guy is. He was born in 96, so he is 26.
That is
All
right.
right.
Same age as me.
Did Tampa do anything other than that? Is that everything Tampa?
I believe that was all they did. Pretty quiet. Pretty
Yeah.
quiet. All right, here we go, Benny. Dadonov.
Dadonov to the Stars, which I was actually I was out like doing on location, like doing a story last Sunday in the morning, and got the Athletic notification Dadonov to Stars for Gurianov, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that seems like a
Yeah,
dumb trade.
Why on Dallas's part?
Yep.
Like
Experience,
you're gonna have
maybe. I don't know.
what's that?
Experience.
Does he
Maybe
have? Does he have experience?
Dadonov or
Dadonov.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's been around for a while. He's
I
like
mean,
30
Jesus Christ!
something.
Look at Dallas's fucking team. They don't really need much more experience than the whole line.
You know,
That
that's
as well.
That's factual.
He had been I don't know. He had been a frustrating player all year. He seemed like he was kind of snake bitten. But then he had a fucking beautiful goal in the first game he was in Dallas, so that kind of annoyed me. I'm like, where the fuck was that? But he just skated out and breakaway, beautiful move and scored. I'm like, okay. But giving up in Gurianov, I don't quite understand. I think we said this earlier. He had a 20 goal year like 2 years ago, and seems like there could be something there if you work with him. And they're working with him now, and the Habs are, and it seems to be going well through his first few games. So I'm intrigued. He's an RFA going into this summer, I think. So they'll probably have to do the Kirby Doc special where we'll do a few years because you kind of have a little leverage in that we traded for you. So you clearly know we kind of wanted you, but
Yeah.
we're not going to give you a lot of money.
Yeah, you
kind
ain't
of
done
thing.
anything
And
for me. Yeah.
if he can turn out as well as Kirby Doc did,
That'd be nice.
I don't know. It was just a fun little trade because, like, I didn't expect them to get much of anything for Dadonov, and
They got a whole ass like player that might end up good.
a last player that might be kind of something. So I'm like, all right,
Pretty
cool.
good. Pretty good.
Oh, then the last
yeah.
Montreal thing. Today, they made themselves part of the Bonino back to Pittsburgh trade, and they got a 5th round pick out of it
For retaining a bit.
for retaining a bit. So, like, free picks.
Take it.
Free picks are always nice.
Dallas also adds Max Domi and Dylan Wells, goalie. Who's a goalie?
Yep.
All right.
I think
And
Khudobin went the other way.
Yep.
So they're probably
Khudobin
just
in the
gonna
second
buy
round, picking 25.
Dang,
Khudobin
man.
wasn't even playing. Khudobin was in he's playing for the Texas Stars.
Was he?
Sounds like a perfect goalie for
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
Him and Mrazek will be the ultimate tank tandem.
Yeah.
So in typical Chicago fashion, aside from Taves, they've pretty much shipped off any good player that they have left.
They don't have anybody. There's nobody there anymore.
Yeah,
Domi
they're
and Kane,
decimated.
the only reason that they were winning any games.
That's why they had to get rid of
Wasn't
him. They were like,
Domi.
"You need to go."
Yeah, we're working on something. We have a purpose this year, Domi. Like,
Mhm.
you're fucking everything up.
What are you doing? It's like that typical thing. Like the coach comes into the locker room. It's like Domi gets a hat trick. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? We had a plan."
I will say this was probably the biggest Western Conference move out of all of them that I can recall. It definitely is going to.
Yeah.
Well, Edmonton in a second, probably. 'cause
Yeah, Edmonton
Ekholm-
was-
Yeah, I think so. Aside from Edmonton, yeah.
But before we get off Chicago, after Max Domi got traded, after everybody like Kane, Max Domi, whatever. Although Kane wasn't having a great year, but guess who their leading scorer is now?
Radish.
I don't even know
I
who's
was
left.
don't know
Tyler
who's there.
Johnson.
not Tyler Johnson.
Oh,
It is. Or Nick, did you say something?
I don't remember who's
Yeah,
on the team
yeah.
now.
Joe Balls.
It's Seth Jones,
Oh,
who
wow.
I don't remember. I don't know if he's got more
Oh,
now,
no.
but like when I saw the tweet out by I think Mark Lazarus, it was who's like the athletic
Yeah.
reporter for them. It was 27 points the other day.
Well, let me tell you,
Nice.
it is
Oh,
28.
no. Oh,
Hey, moving on up.
Holy shit.
Is he-
That is bad.
that's crazy.
That is real bad. Okay, so Chicago's sold their soul, it appears, and everything they
See, did
have.
Chicago do anything else down here?
I mean, them and Arizona are on the race to the bottom with the trades they made.
We don't need to do
Yeah,
anything
I
that's
don't
not super big.
I don't think we. Yeah.
Well, I guess can I
We didn't
talk
really talk about
about
Boston at all.
No, we're going
Yeah,
to.
we'll
We're going
Oh,
to.
we're
for
going
sure.
to.
So let's let Eric
Can I
talk
talk
about his
about-
boy.
my boy
Your
Donnie
boy.
Quick?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe it. The Kings coming off of a nice 6-5 comeback win against Winnipeg. Anze Kopitar 4 goals.
Yep.
The mood is high, and then all of a sudden, Jonathan Quick has been
It
traded
plummets to the earth.
It has to ride the plane back with the
with the team.
Oh.
worst
Yep.
plane ride ever.
Yep. And Jonathan Quick was traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So Columbus got Quick, a 2023 first round pick, or conditional pick, right?
Yep.
And a 2024 third. And then the Kings coming back got that guy Gavrikov, who I don't really know anything about him. I don't know if you guys do.
He's just a big
I-
D man.
He seems to be this year's Ben Sherratt from everything I've heard.
There's chatter around him that he sounds like he could be good, but it's like I don't know.
And then, but everything I hear is like he's the big physical D guy that GMs overvalue, kind of thing. Before this year, when there was like chatter coming into the trade, I had never heard that man's name in my life.
Yeah.
I only
I
did
probably heard it, but oh yeah, you had the playoff series.
Yeah, the playoff
but,
series is the only time I heard it.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise,
he-
I had no idea who the fuck it was.
So yeah, he is one of the 2 players going to the Kings, and the other is Jonas Korpisalo, who we all know, and that is a good way to shore up the amazing play of Phoenix Copley right now. Like, give him something to back him up. I mean, I don't know. When you look at Quick's numbers and his age, and Korpisalo's numbers and his age, like,
The thing is,
I guess you're sure gonna-
Korpisalo's numbers this year are about the same. I don't think he's been very good.
I thought this year he was a little bit better than last. I thought last year he really fell off, and this year is a little bit better.
I mean, I may be wrong, but looking at
Columbus goalie play.
Here we
has not been good
go. Stats, baby. All right.
Get status up.
All right. So Quick, this is what I thought when I saw Quick. I was like, I looked at his stats and I was like, Jesus Christ, he wants to go to a contender? What contenders do
Yeah,
you
I
have
know.
this guy?
I know. Yep.
when I was
Yep.
hearing that, I'm like, why would they
Yeah.
want you?
Yeah.
No offense, man. Like
Yeah,
you were
like-
great back in the day, but you're not.
But-
You're
yeah.
you're not having a good year.
Yeah.
11, 13, and 4, 3.5 goals against, and a 876 save percentage.
Ugh.
For reference, this is what they got back in Eunice Korpisalo. 3.17 goals against and a 911
Oh, yeah,
save
he has the-
percentage.
Okay.
911 's
look
pretty
at
good.
that.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
he
So he's
brought it
been-
back up. Okay.
And on Columbus too. Remember on Columbus.
shite
right?
Columbus.
So,
Yeah, because the Kings are better than Columbus.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Quick was doing those numbers on a better
Yes.
Kings team.
Defensive team. Yeah.
Huh.
So
Well, there
in
you
terms of the business side of things, definitely understand that. Oh, also I should add that Jonathan Quick is now not a Columbus Blue Jacket. He was shout out Columbus Blue Jacket legend Jonathan Quick, now on the Vegas Golden Knights, which is kind of crazy because his pads and his mask are like Quick's mask historically has been a Knights helmet, and now he's on the Vegas Golden Knights. That's pretty
There you
awesome.
go, yeah.
You just got to paint it a little
backup.
different,
Yeah.
throw in some gold.
Hopefully he's a
and
good
then-
backup for Logan Thompson. So
And yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Vegas, that's a good move in the sense that like they're just all over the place always. Like shore up your goaltending depth a little bit, but again, right? I don't think you want to rely on 876 save percentage Jonathan Quick. That
Right.
being said, playoff Jonathan Quick, all analytics are thrown out the window whenever he just
Maybe
like
now he's
somehow
got
is
a bit
just
of a fire under him. Maybe
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he's like,
yeah.
imagine Vegas versus LA first round.
That's so yeah.
Ooh,
That'd
and
be
he
crazy.
starts. Ooh,
Now that would be.
and lets in every shot.
Every shot, every single shot.
Now it would be quite the thing if he actually like did start for Vegas in a series against LA and then like stonewalled LA, because in Vegas's first year when they, I believe, swept LA, Quick was the only
Yep.
one who showed
Yep.
up. Literally the only one who
Dude,
showed up.
him
He
and
was
Fleury.
standing
That
on-
was the battle. Him and
yeah,
Fleury.
he was standing on
Yep.
the top of his fucking head the entire series and
Yep.
could not get help. So that would be quite the narrative turn and like bringing it all back around if he. Ooh, I kind of want
I
that to
should've-
happen now.
I should have added too. Quick went to
Pretty cool.
Vegas, and Columbus in return got a hurdle legend, Michael Hutchinson.
Ah,
From before.
That was
was part of
where
that.
that came to mind. I was
Yep.
like,
and a 2025 7th round pick. So
I saw they had adjusted
Very
Quick
nice.
to Vegas. I was like, oh, so they probably have already adjusted
That's
Hutchinson
quick.
as well.
That's quick. Whoever's running
That is
shit.
quick.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah.
Must've been-
What,
actually, this week must have been a big week for them.
So how does?
over at Hurdle?
Yeah, right. So how do you feel about that, Eric? Are you now going to get a Quick
I mean,
Columbus jersey or
so,
a Quick Knights jersey?
if you
Columbus
check
jersey
your
for the meme.
if you check your Twitter, the Twitter group chat, guys, I actually sent you a funny picture in regards to that.
Is it
In regard-
the-
yeah,
Oh,
It's the-
oh
yeah,
no!
a guy got a Blue Jackets alternate jersey with Quick on it.
How fast
Already.
did you buy that?
Yeah, that
Jesus.
and also why?
Why
That's-
not? That's
honestly,
the better question.
I'd
He's
get
clearly a
one right
Quick
now.
fan.
I'd get one
Yeah.
right now.
Wow, that really exists.
I mean, here's the thing for me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Hey,
lie.
at least he got a Fanatics. That okay.
Yeah, that is
you
the
know that-
Fanatics one.
The nice reverse retros that the Kings have this year, I obviously already have one
They are
with no
gorgeous.
name on the back. If one comes on sale with Quick's name on the back, I'm going to be looking because
You know, I will watch for that
I'll
in
cop
my
that.
eBay.
Yeah.
In my
Yeah,
eBay
dude.
perusing.
yeah, it's going to be cheaper now because he's not on the King.
That's true. Yeah.
This is a good time for jersey
Yeah.
collectors, I will say. Next month or so, you just got to watch for them. to
Yeah,
flood in.
dude.
Yep. Especially somebody like
But
Quick
yeah.
too, because he's such a franchise player. So like,
There's
even though he
gonna be
doesn't play
some of
anymore,
Those
you're not
jerseys in
gonna
stock, yeah. Like,
you're not gonna like miss out on anything there. He's played there for fucking years.
Yeah, I just think people were saying this on Twitter. For me, this trade is the end of an era because, right, the rivalry, Patty Kane, Jonathan Quick, right, like the Blackhawks and Kings, the two titans of the West, just battling it out in the, from 2012 to 2017, basically, and that's it. Kane is no longer
and
a
I guess
Blackhawk, and Quick is no longer a King.
I don't really have great memory of LA's whole trajectory, but it seems to be that one of those Western teams kind of admitted defeat for a couple of years and are
Mhm.
rebounding accordingly,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the other was rather
yeah.
stubborn and have put themselves into the situation they are currently in.
Yep.
The other is selling everything that's not nailed down.
Yeah.
And even some of that, they're finding a hammer and they're just prying that shit.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but Jonathan Quick,
How do you feel
thank you
about
for the
that?
memories.
Ah,
Yeah,
thank you
I
for
mean,
the
it's
memories.
sad. It's sad. Thank you for the memories. I mean, freaking yeah. The reason I wanted to be a goalie for a short period of time was watching him play in 2012.
There you go.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
happened already, or if it has, then disregard. But how weird is it going to be to see him in a Vegas jersey?
Strange.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
Very strange. Doesn't feel
Yeah.
right.
weird.
Doesn't feel right.
All right, let's zoom through a couple of these. I'm gonna look through a few. All right,
Yeah,
Jack
let's go through.
Jack Johnson
Speed
back to
round.
Colorado. Lars Eller also going to Colorado. Washington gets a pick. Chicago for Jack Johnson gets Andreas Englund. Philip Hronek to Vancouver. So that's odd.
Wait, Jack Johnson
Yeah,
went back
this
to
is- I was
Colorado.
talking to Eric
He
about
did.
This. Detroit
Huh.
did a lot here. They sold a lot of guys, and I was very surprised because they sold Hronek, Vrana and Bertuzzi.
Well, Vrana, they haven't really been using him that much all
No,
year.
I don't
mean,
think
he went into the player assistance program for a
Yep.
while, I think. And
He
then
did.
just when they did have him on the team, they didn't seem to be using him. So I guess that made sense to a degree.
Have we
Tyler
talked?
Bertuzzi, I'm a little more confused.
Yeah,
about.
that one's a little weird. So I'm wondering if there's some rift in the locker room, some locker room rift.
Maybe, or it might have been a situation. I think he might be up.
I think he is up.
And it might have just been a situation where they didn't see them coming to an agreement, so you'd rather
Yes.
do the thing. than
Yeah, so
lose it.
that one is a little bit bigger. Tyler Bertuzzi, and I hated this when I saw it. Going to Boston.
It makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and it's gonna suck.
Be real annoying
Guys,
for whoever's playing
all right.
Boston, but it makes sense.
Did you guys not just look at Tyler Bertuzzi's face and you're just like, that's the most Boston fucking
That is
player?
that's
I've
a Bruin.
seen him,
Yeah,
and I know,
it's a
yeah.
Bruin.
Yeah.
That is the face of a Bruin right
Yep.
there. So it makes sense.
Toothless, ready
God.
to have good hands and also beat the shit out of you and annoy you every single night.
Dude, he
That's
got 4 goals against the Lightning one game.
Adding him, Orlov, and Hathaway though to the team they already had.
Dude, did you see Orlov's got 8 points already or something like
He's
that?
been stupid since he got there. Yeah, they have a top 3D of Lindholm, McAvoy, and him.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're good.
I don't know who's gonna stop
Really
him.
fucking
I
good.
don't know who's gonna stop him.
Somebody
already at
will, because
140
that's how
points.
hockey works. The best team never wins. So
The best team has won one time the last decade.
right. So I think
Boston's on a warpath to show you that they're gonna win.
I just, barring a significant mental lapse or a super downfall of Ullmark, but even then you've got Swayman backing him up.
Yeah, Swayman's look good
they have
too.
such a good tandem.
I
of
just don't
goalies.
see.
Yeah,
I don't see them losing a best of 7 series to anybody.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah.
To anyone.
Well, I mean, did you see the 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning losing a best of 7 series to anybody?
They were very inexperienced compared to this Boston team.
That's fair.
think.
Yeah. This Boston
They
team
made 4 Eastern Conference Finals and a Cup final.
Yeah, but I don't know. The mental toughness, I don't see that. The mental toughness that this Boston team has, I just feels
they did just lose.
it feels more. It feels like it's more than the Lightning had back then.
They just
Calling it
lost
now.
Rat Boy for a little bit of time.
Boston out in the conference finals.
Fair.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I could totally see it. I could totally see it. I hope they lose to Ottawa in the first round.
Yeah, this is why they're gonna lose to Ottawa, because Ottawa just got their locked down fucking defenseman.
This is why one defenseman.
Yep.
Jacob Chikrin is the
Chychrun.
answer to everybody on Boston.
I was surprised because he got traded on Thursday, and he was playing last night against the Rangers, and I was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah, because Arizona had sat him out for 2 weeks. He's probably like, "Yeah, I want to fucking
Yeah.
play. Just give me in."
I had him in my fantasy team, and he was doing really good. And then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna sit him out until we trade him." And I was like, "Okay, well,
When I
hopefully
saw
it's
this
soon."
deal, I was actually pleasantly like, "That's not bad."
It seemed pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
especially because here's why. The problem with Chychrun is that he gets hurt a lot. And if he can stay healthy, then he'll be fine. But I think he's got 2 more years after this year left on his contract, so they've got him for a couple of years, which is nice.
I think it's a pretty
That is
friendly deal from what I remember.
Right.
too.
Let me just look.
First, so they gave up a this 2023 first, a 2024 second, and a 2026 second. So it's like, well, whatever. They got a lot of young guys, so like at that point, you're already grooming your young guys. You don't really need to draft another couple of young guys. And will they work out? Who knows? But
Jacob Chychrun, 3 years left at 4.6.
That's pretty good.
That'll bring him to 27 years old. So it brings him to UFA, I believe.
That's pretty affordable. That bringing him to there, that's probably not going to be great. But those 3 years, that's a really good number.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and if listen, prior to Melnick passing, he did say within these next couple of years, they are gonna have a cup, or they're gonna be
They're
going
gonna
for
contend.
He
Did he
said
say that?
that.
Oh boy.
mean, that's a
yeah,
little
and you know what?
bold.
He was
I
right
don't-
because it's this year.
Hey, it's the NHL. Stupid shit happens all the time. Who knows? But
I will say, I think pretty much any contender in the East did something.
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like because even I know some of these don't really matter. Like the Grunland to Pittsburgh trade, it's like okay, you have to do something to try and stay relevant with all the teams that have just made massive deals, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because the
Um,
Pittsburgh. Yeah, because you're right. They did Granlund and Benin now, and I think that was it.
Right.
yeah.
So
Some
Like the
things
only
are-
thing, right?
not a whole lot there.
Carolina didn't. What did Carolina do?
Carolina, they got Jesse Puljujarvi from Edmonton.
Yarby, who
Yeah.
Edmonton didn't want.
Let's
so-
talk about Edmonton a little bit. So Edmonton sends Puljujarvi to Carolina, and gets back Patrick Puistola. That's a
the
sweet name.
rights
That is a sweet
to an
name.
undrafted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they also went out and grabbed Matthias Ekholm, and sent off Tyson Berry, Reed Schaefer, 2023 first, and a 2024 fourth. Thank you for looking that up, Nick, because that was not
That was
me.
good.
They
Yeah,
needed some
I threw
amount
that
of.
one on there 'cause I knew. Yeah, Ekholm was a good player.
They
Yeah.
traded offense for defense there, and I know it's two defensemen, but it was offense for defense.
was, which is a good idea. They needed a little more of the
Yeah.
defense.
yes.
And
very much.
Ekholm's he's a solid player from everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I've read anyway. It's not like I watch a lot of National Predators games. And the last time I watched him consistently was the 2017 Cup run.
And the only thing that I think Tyson Berry was really doing there was anchoring the power play.
yeah,
and-
he's a power play points guy.
And when you got McDavid and Draisaitl, do you really need
Yeah.
somebody that good anchoring that?
Mhm.
Kind of just need I could anchor that shit. Just stand up at the top, pass it back and forth.
I think the remaining one of these trades don't really matter, but there was one cool one, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not. It's the
Talk to me
last
about
one
it.
on the list here, the Nick Ritchie one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
To Calgary. Arizona received what? Yeah, okay, sorry. So Nick, I forgot that both of these guys played there. Nick Ritchie and Troy Stetcher went to Carolina for Connor Mackey and Brett
To Calgary.
Ritchie, Nick Ritchie's brother.
Yes.
yes.
And this is the first time in NHL history that brothers have been traded for each other.
That is pretty cool.
Awesome.
That kind of sucks though. Imagine you're like, I'm getting traded there. I can play with my brother. Oh nope. Nope. He's on the
Actually,
way.
No, you
Yeah, but
can't
here's what they're gonna do. They're just
They're
gonna
gonna
say, "Hey,
trade
you take my
apartments.
lease. I take your lease.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna live where you live."
They'll just do a little sublet action or something. That's funny.
Honestly,
Yeah.
just swap keys. Just be like, yeah, we'll deal with our landlords later.
Deal with paperwork later, yeah. That is cool. And then we'll swing through these last couple, and then we can get the hell out of here, guys. Because it's been a pretty long show. Buffalo picks up Jordan Greenway, which I don't know if I like
Mm.
because I don't know why. I don't know why you're gonna add something to that forward group. It's the top 3 forward group in the league, like top 3 scoring in the league.
Just get a little grit. You know, you can never have too many extra guys.
Yeah,
for the
Greenway's been around for a while too,
Yeah.
so like maybe he'll bring in if they
I
can
didn't-
somehow sneak into that spot.
He's been around for a bit, but he's not. I wouldn't call him
I know
experienced.
he's not like anything special, but
He's a big
he
bastard.
he's been on those Minnesota
Yeah.
teams that have made the playoffs the last few years. So it's
Yeah,
like,
he's a big scrappy. Yeah, made the playoffs and lost. Big scrappy dude. That doesn't bother me that much. It's like a very low risk kind of ad that you're just kind of doing when it's a team that is looking like they can make it in, and it's going to be their first go around to making it in. They're probably not going to make too much noise, but give them a little something extra to work with, see what happens, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I saw it as, but
Yeah, so so Buffalo gets Jordan Greenway for a 2023 second which was Vegas's, I guess, in the probably in the Eichel trade, and a 2024 fifth. And then Minnesota. So Minnesota sells Greenway, we'll say, and then picks up John Klingberg for Schuster
And Marcus Johansson.
and Marcus
Yep.
Johansson. Oh,
Mhm.
And I think there's another guy too they got.
well, let me tell you, the Ducks get Bolts legend Andre Schuster.
He's still
Bolts legend.
playing?
I guess, yeah. And Nikita Nesterenko, which is epic. That's an epic name.
That's
pretty
almost a former Lightning. I thought you were going to say Nestorov for a second.
Yeah,
I was like,
almost.
former
think-
Hab too. He was a Hab for
I
a
don't think that
second.
Klingberg's really been all that good this year, but
He's been on a shite
He's been on Anaheim.
Ducks team, but also, yeah, he also hasn't done a whole lot.
I just will say I follow some of the metrics guys on Twitter, and Klingberg is one of the worst defensive defensemen.
real bad.
Like even though he's not like Anaheim or not, he's just
Oh, boy.
not good
Yeah.
defensively.
it was like that with Dallas too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he was kind of sheltered in Dallas because he had a good pairing,
Yes.
but he played heavy in the offense.
Yeah, he just gave
bro,
up on
If you want to
defense.
play offense, just play offense.
Just
Don't
play
be a
offense.
Just be a winger, bro.
Play wing, my dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be a
Um,
super defensive winger. Be Marian Hossa.
Yeah.
All right, and
I
then
think the only-
one last one we didn't mention. We did mention Carolina. They pick up Puljujärvi, and they also grab Shane Gostisbehere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's
For,
having
like,
a resurgence?
Cheap too.
Mhm.
Wasn't it like a
Uh,
third round pick? or something?
2023 third round pick.
He's having a bit of a resurgence this year, Gostisbehere. He's been doing okay.
Ghost Bear, yep.
The old
So-
Ghost Bear.
So Carolina, another top team in the East, gets even better.
I think the only one that we didn't mention here was Nino
Yes.
Niederreiter too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so Winnipeg adds Nino Niederreiter, and Nashville gets a 2024 second. And then they also, I think we mentioned it earlier, but they also get Nemesnikov. So, but obviously Nino Niederreiter is a little bit better.
I don't know if we mentioned this. I just wanted to add something real quick to the Edmonton trades. Nick Bjugstad is also an Edmonton Oiler now. They picked him up from Arizona.
I did
Yeah, I
remember
saw that one
hearing
too.
that. I had honestly forgotten he was also still around.
Who's a very useful depth player. Useful depth player for sure.
So the trend of this year's deadline is if you're in the East, you add as much as you can. And if you're in the West, maybe you add a little bit.
You got some guys.
The Western top teams added something.
The
And then
the
rest-
very top teams are like, yeah, we got to try. We're going to, but then they
It's
look
like, we gotta
across
keep
the
up with
country.
these somehow.
Yeah, they look across the country and they just shit a brick.
See, I'm surprised with the way the West is. I'm surprised somebody in the West wasn't like, fuck it. We got to
yeah.
quadruple down because look at this conference. this
Honestly,
year.
yeah.
Like,
There was
that
one player that I had heard Tuesday, Wednesday that was like rumored to maybe get dealt. It all depended on what happened. But JT Miller was out there. People were talking about him getting traded out of Vancouver.
That would
Yeah, he
I was like,
apparently might have almost gone to Pittsburgh out of nowhere,
Oh.
which I'm like, that is a contract to add, my guy. Is like, no. But then,
Really? That's wild.
I also don't know how there was so much just
I
shit
can't-
going around on
That contract's massive. I don't think they're ever going to really be able to move that.
that thing's bad, man. It's not good.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Didn't happen.
Are you guys one last thing and then we're going to end it. No fantasy talk. Benny's in the lead, I think, or my dad might have jumped ahead, but
He did for a day, and then I
yeah.
jumped again.
One last thing. Are you guys surprised that Erik Karlsson was not dealt anywhere?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I am. I wanted it so bad.
I mean, it would have been fun, but like the entire time it was getting reported, it might happen. Like literally, everybody was like, "It's next to impossible to see how the money is going to work," and
Oh,
like that's
wait,
just
because
gonna be
yeah.
the situation with his contract the whole time because he has got a fucking anchor of a
Basically
contract.
until the end, until the last year, if he's still playing at a good level. And then when the
Right.
Sharks can retain.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was so
'cause,
hoping
like,
he
I
would go
don't-
to Ottawa.
see him maintaining this level for much longer.
Well, he said he would only waive his no trade to one Canadian team, and it was Edmonton.
What a chode.
Yeah.
Go back to Ottawa.
So, like, even if he wanted to go there, there's no way Edmonton would have been able to take him.
No, not for that much money.
Making the money work, yeah. It's just that's going to be the thing with him for a while. Like,
Until his contract is done.
You just
It's
gotta
like-
get Arizona in there to retain half his salary.
Yeah, there you go. Arizona, will you retain 99% of this?
Also, that's the
We'll
other
give
thing
you
we
a
found out
pick.
this week. That's the other thing we found out this week is they are just literally just a money laundering organization at this
point, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, it's not
Like,
money laundering. It's all above board.
It might as well be.
That was a pretty cool thing I sent you
No,
guys.
they're just paying other people's. They're just paying part of salaries.
But it's not cap circumvention at all.
Hey, that's legal.
It is. I'm aware. It's just like it's just so dumb with like the way the league talks about certain things. Like, oh yeah, our salary cap is great. Oh yeah, nobody ever tanks. Oh yeah. No, there's no team at all that makes a job of just collecting picks and paying other people's players to get more picks and be terrible. No, there's nobody at all like that in the league. There's nobody at all like that in the league that you've kept in the league just through every fucking thing for no good reason. Yep. NHL.
All right. I think that's gonna do it.
That's
We
my
gotta-
Arizona.
Exactly.
We gotta get
Rant.
out. We gotta get out of here. I'm tired. I gotta take a shower still.
Well, hope you have a good shower then.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed the trade deadline festivities this year. We'll see you next week. Shit, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. We'll find something.
Some hockey?
Yeah,
Probably some hockey. All right.
Yeah.
See you next week.